Welcome, one and all.
Check out this week's live stream.
Welcome to the show.
Hello, I'm Jimmy, and welcome to my house.
BALLCAP Nation. Assemble.
Let's go.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back for the trade deadline live countdown. What is up? A couple of our old countdowns there. Haven't used those in a while. What's happening, everybody? We have a lofty like goal of 200. Let's get that done as quick as possible. Smash that like if you haven't yet. Over 360 of you here, and I'm saying the first 50 words of the stream, so thank you all for being in here. This is going to be fun. Do you want to know why this is going to be fun? I can show you one quick picture of why this is fun. And no, it's not one of those pictures. Oh, there it is! Joey Gallo to the Dodgers. Thank you, Cut 4, for throwing together the quick jersey swap. Right? Wow. Okay. So we have a fun couple of hours lined up here, and I think we've got, listen, okay, we had Soto, that was great. We had the Blue Jays trade for the relief pitchers, giving up Jordan Groshans. We can talk about that. We have this Joey Gallo trade, and that's the big, we had more last night than we have had today. That Italian guy, what's up? Welcome in. Kyle, what's up, man? Kyle, you believe the Jays underpaid with the Marlins trade. I do feel like it is a polarizing feel, that trade. I kind of, in the moment, was like, wait a minute. Isn't Jordan Groshans, can't we use Jordan Groshans as part of a bigger package? It took me a couple minutes to wrap my head around it and be comfortable with it. I'm fine with it now. The bullpen is better for the Toronto Blue Jays, and that's what they're looking for. Who knows what the future holds for Jordan Groshans? I understand there's a lot of people out on Jordan Groshans because he's not developing any power down there in the minor leagues, but he's still 22. So there's just, listen, I mean, if this is the best that they could get for Jordan Groshans, it is what it is. We'll see what does the market show us? What does Fulmer go for? What does Robertson go for? What do some of those other arms that are available that have been rumored, those relief pitchers, what do they go for? If they go for less than what the Blue Jays paid for, then they overpaid. If they go for right around what the Blue Jays paid, then that's the market, and that's what they had to do. The Blue Jays wanting to make a run, wanting to make a move, they needed to improve the bullpen. They have done that. I know that there's a love affair. There's some rumors about a Syndergaard and Iglesias trade. I think the Angels are not going to trade Raisel Iglesias. They will trade Noah Syndergaard. Why wouldn't they trade Raisel Iglesias, you might be asking? I'll tell you this. It is because the Angels are going to be doing everything they can to compete next year. And having a solid closer at the back of the bullpen is going to be crucial for that, because if they can't compete next year, bye-bye Ohtani. So I don't think Iglesias gets traded. Noah Syndergaard does not play into the Angels team next year, so I think that it makes sense. We have also had Eric Hosmer to the Red Sox. So the last couple of trades at the deadline are juicy, with Gallo to the Dodgers, Eric Hosmer, old stick in the mud himself, going to the Boston Red Sox. Red Sox buying a little bit here and there with Pham and Hosmer, selling a little bit with Vasquez going away. I don't think the Red Sox know what they're doing. I think you need to pick a side of the fence. I don't like what the Red Sox are doing. Pick a side. Pick a direction. is my feeling on that. Pick a direction here. That's what you need to do. So they're not doing it. They're trying to walk both lines, and you can never do that. We do have, let's see, MLB trade rumors, but where is that from? We do know that the Raisel Iglesias thing there, it is a recent tweet from, or recent article posting on MLB trade rumors coming from Ben Nicholson-Smith that the Blue Jays, in their hunt for pitching, have shown interest in Raisel Iglesias. I just don't see it happening. And if it cost Jordan Groshans to get Pop and Bass, I don't want to know. I don't want to know what it's going to take to get Iglesias. Now, Iglesias has got a contract that is a little bit, it's a little bit tougher to take on than the. Wait, what is that? Why did I just do that? There's a little bit more there in terms of a contract, so you could say that it wouldn't cost as much, but. Raisel Iglesias' contract with the Angels, it is $10 million this year. It is $16 million next year, $16 million in 2024, $16 million in 2025. So maybe because of that, they don't have to give up as much. You're not paying a lot for Zach Pop and Anthony Bass financially. So maybe that's how an Iglesias deal gets done, is Angels are trying to get out of some of that money. But I don't know. We will see. Coach K. Braves need Hap and Thor. We know that Thor was on the Braves' radar. Is he still on their radar after the Odorizzi trade? Don't know about that, so we'll have to keep an eye on that situation if the Braves are still in there. I have not heard them out officially. I have not heard that they're officially out on him, but we'll see what happens. Let's see. Groshans has gone down. Listen, I will say this. I know Jays fans that are still upset about the Jordan Groshans trade. I'm not going to turn on you. I will say this. He was 20. You can build an argument, okay? What is the future? Bass and Pop help right now. They're nice pieces to the bullpen. The Blue Jays needed to do that. Groshans, could he have been a part of the future? Could he have developed power? He's 22 years old, and you're giving him up for some two impactful arms. You got a good ground ball rate. You got a good swing. You've got good metrics with these pitchers that will help the Toronto Blue Jays. Instead of Trevor Richards going out there, who has been driving us all crazy lately, you'll see Bass in a high leverage situation, and I'm okay with that. We'll see what happens with Jordan Groshans. I can't listen again. And if you were a believer in Groshans, then this is a little tougher to swallow. But let's see what the market is. If David Robertson goes out for a top 5 prospect, if the Mets get David Robertson and they have to give up Vientos, then we'll know what the market is right now. I have to think that this front office, they know what the market is. The front office is not one to overpay, overreact, knee jerk, any of that. They're patient. Sometimes drives you crazy how patient they are. Let's see. Let's see how it plays out. If Michael Fulmer and Gregory Soto are traded and it costs nothing, literally, then that will be a little disappointing for me. But we saw the trade with the Orioles and the Twins, and it was just one pitcher going to the Minnesota Twins, and Twins gave up 2 prospects, 2 players. One of them was, I believe, the number 15 or 20 prospect in the Twins organization, and another player. So they used 2 players to get just the one. Let's see here. All right, Michael, Dodger fans go on about beating the Giants. They played with 5 players who were minor league players last night. I mean, you hope, Michael, for your sake and Giants fans' sake, that stuff evens out. That's what you're hoping for. You're hoping that evens out. I want to encourage everybody to subscribe. Here we go. John Heyman tweeting out Jays talking to Angels about Noah Syndergaard and Raisel Iglesias. Philly also has been linked to Noah, though Dombrowski isn't often a buyer of rental players. So you would think that the Blue Jays have the advantage there. Will they get that done? is the question. Can the Blue Jays get that one done? I like Blue Jays adding Noah Syndergaard. I think what that does is that gives you insurance. That then your 5-man rotation, if you're the Toronto Blue Jays, is the big three at the top: Manoah, Gosman, and Barrios, followed by Syndergaard, and then Kikuchi. There's your 5. And if Kikuchi struggles, then you roll Ross Stripling back into the rotation. I'm a fan of that. I like that move. I think that would help the Blue Jays bullpen, being able to move Syndergaard being able to move Stripling to the bullpen. And you know what? If you need to move Kikuchi to the bullpen and Syndergaard back in the rotation, maybe Kikuchi pitches well out of the bullpen. Who knows? Maybe Kikuchi can pitch well if you're putting him in just for some friendly matchups that benefit him. So that is something to just keep in mind. Roll, thank you for the super chat. Move Kikuchi to the bullpen and Noah as the number 4 star. I think Kikuchi will stay in the rotation. Initially, and will
move Kikuchi to bullpen and Noah is 4th starter.
It'll be Stripling that goes to the bullpen initially. Kikuchi's gonna stay in the rotation. The Blue Jays have invested in Kikuchi being a starter on this team for multiple seasons. They're not gonna give up on that right now. They'll give up on it as we get. They'll give up on it when it's time to give up on it. It's not time to give up on it right now. Do I think the Astros make any big trades for center field? Jaden, I know they've been linked to Ramon Laureano. That would be a good trade. The center fielders that are available. Does Michael A. Taylor get you excited? Does Victor Robles get you excited? Ramon Laureano's a nice piece. But the problem with Ramon Laureano is a future fixture. You're not trading Ramon Laureano and then you're done with him. So if you trade for Ramon Laureano, I guess this is where it works. This year, Harper comes back. Harper's your DH. Next year, Harper goes back in the field. You have an upgraded defense with Laureano and Harper in the outfield, and then you can go back and forth with that third outfield position and the DH spot with Schwarber and Castellanos. So Laureano would be nice, but are they going to pay? Are they willing to pay? That is going to be the question. Will they pay? So we'll see if they do that. That is the latest piece, is Jays talking to the Angels about Syndergaard. That has been going on since last night. We had that last night, the Blue Jays talking to the Angels about Syndergaard. Syndergaard is, at this point, I would say Noah Syndergaard is the top rental arm available at this point. Let's throw that in there. There's a lot. This started with Morosi. So let's just put this in there. Why not? Here we go. We're looking official. It started with Morosi last night. Jays and Phillies were in talks with Syndergaard. It has continued today. More have picked up on it. So it's not just Morosi anymore. There we go. Let's make sure we're not leaving any Phillies fans out. So we'll see what they go. Tim, do you think the Guardians will get anybody? If they get anybody, we know Sean Murphy was a name that they were linked to. I think that Murphy could make sense for Cleveland for sure. That would be the way to go, and that's a future play. That's something that can help you now if you think you can maybe sneak up on the Twins and string a long enough winning record together. Listen, the problem with Cleveland, from what I've seen from afar, is they'll win a couple games, lose a couple games. Win, lose. They're just trading. They're just treading water around 500. They'll win a couple games. They'll put together a nice little 3 or 4 game winning streak, and you'll check the standings, and you're like, "Oh, look at that! The Twins are 4 games not the Twins. The Guardians are 4 games above 500, and they're only 2 games behind the Twins. This is good." And then Cleveland goes and loses 3 in a row. That just feels like it has been Cleveland's season. So Sean Murphy will help the team, and I like the idea of Sean Murphy sliding in there and being a catcher and being the catcher for the next several years. And he is, don't forget, your Gold Glove winning catcher from last year, Sean Murphy is. 49er Media, what do I think the Giants will do? Oh, it's anybody's guess at this point. I think that these guys, if they buy, they will buy light. They're not going to overpay for anything. I think Brandon Drury would be a nice fit for San Francisco. I think that Martin Perez, a rental pitcher, Noah Syndergaard, would be nice for San Francisco. I think but I don't think they're going to pay anything significant. So the Giants may just hold tight with Rodon and Jock Peterson. And in a sense, that'll be like buying by not selling those players. And certainly Wilmer Flores is another name that has been thrown out there. There's Mets fans out there that want Wilmer Flores. So I don't know. I think the Giants, maybe they sell light, maybe they buy light, they just hold tight. We'll see. We have gone over our light goal of 200. Let's make a new light goal. Let's go for 400. Thank you, everybody that has already hit the like. I think I asked at the beginning of the video, the stream, and that was it. So thank you, everybody that already hit the like without even being prompted. Paul, what's going on? Paul, you had it before we even started. I love the idea of Rodon, thinking about Giants moves. I love the idea of Rodon to your Cardinals. I don't know if they get it done, but I love it. Whoever takes over at first for Bell and right field for Soto in Washington. So the Nats have a stable of young players, young outfielders. None of them are really that great. Sorry, Washington. You've got Victor Robles. You've got Yadiel Hernandez. You've got Lane Thomas. That's your outfield moving forward. Those three. Victor Robles, Yadiel Hernandez, and Lane Thomas. There's your outfield. The first baseman for the Nats with this move. I mean, they may have to call somebody up. They don't have. I mean, they don't have anything that substantial down there for first base. I mean, maybe they call Riley Adams up and have Riley Adams play first base. They do not have. They're not very deep at first base. They can figure it out with outfield. They've got young outfielders, but maybe they roll just to figure it out. This is why you've got to have the Mets and Nats on tonight, because Jacob deGrom might throw a no-hitter over 60 pitches. We might see a record for the fewest pitches thrown in a no-hitter with Jacob deGrom, because certainly Jacob deGrom in his first start back isn't going to go 100+ pitches if there's a no-hitter, but maybe he goes out there, throws a no-no with 60 pitches. It's going to be bad news for the Nats tonight and the rest of the way. Got to think Nelson Cruz could be on the move at some point here in the next couple hours as well. We'll see. Shadem, Dodgers should trade Gallo. I am surprised that the Dodgers gave up a prospect for Gallo. Gave up Clayton Beeter. The number 15 prospect in the system was an 8th round. Was the 8th pick. The 60th, let's just get this right. 66th overall pick in 2020 goes to the Yankees. Now at AA this year, Clayton Beeter has not been pitching very well. So that maybe that 15 number is a little elevated. And he'll, next year when he's reevaluated and they re-rank, or at the end of the season when they re-rank, he would not be so high. But to get anything is a good job. I thought the Yankees might try to get a long shot. Let's see what he's got. Relief pitcher from Texas or San Diego. Those are two teams that made sense. Certainly not going to get that from the Dodgers. Dodgers are going to hold on to their bullpen pieces. But for Texas, what's Texas playing for? They'll give up a reliever. And if you're looking at Texas's, 5th or 6th trusted guy out of that pen, throw him out there in a Yankee uniform, give him some low leverage opportunities, see what he's got, see if he can work his way into the circle of trust. But they get a prospect. I think they get something even better. So good job there. What's going on? Is the mic cutting out? I don't think so. If anybody else is having any issues with the mic, yeah. Hold on a minute. I do feel like one thing I could do. All right, let's see. SB, mic's good for you. Good for you, Stuart. Yeah, let me know if you're having any issues with the mic.
Now that the Tigers are in Rebuild 2.0, who are they moving? #FireVila.
Bullpen pieces for the Tigers. Thank you for the donation, Joe Hill. You got bullpen pieces for the Tigers. I don't know really what else. I'll be honest with you. I'm not sure what else that they. What else is attractive from Detroit's standpoint. None of the pitchers are available. I don't know if you're not going to get Riley. You're not going to get any of the prospects from Detroit. I don't think Jonathan Scope has any value right now. So it's all bullpen arms. It's bullpen. You know what might be happening? If anyone's having trouble with audio, it may be because I'm moving around, and as I move around, move up, move back, left, right, the audio may dip a little bit for a second. That may be it. This has been an interesting day. Mark Feinsand just tweeting out just a minute ago, Giants have apparently changed their tune as far as trading Carlos Rodon, but that doesn't mean he'll be moved. Price tag is high per sources. So Rodon could be on the move. He could not be on the move. He is certainly, again, when we're thinking about just players and what their outlook is, he is a rental kind of player. No doubt about that with Carlos Rodon. So let's update this and let's put something on here. This was Feinsand. We're on caps. Let's get the caps out of here. Rodon could be moved. That is from Feinsand. That is within just a minute ago. Asking price for Carlos Rodon, Tyler Mahle, and Noah Syndergaard remain sky high, rival team executives say, with some contenders already bowing out of the bidding. We're 2.5 hours away from the deadline. It's been kind of quiet. While we have seen some major moves, we haven't seen the volume that we saw last year. The number of moves, especially today. Last year, it got crazy with that Cubs sell-off. This year, the prices are high. The prices are high, and I think part of that is more teams bidding for the players. More teams that can make the playoffs. More teams that have a chance. You have a larger market. You have a larger market. So if you're selling, instead of just 2 or 3 teams maybe willing to buy, you've got double that, and that is definitely going to drive the prices up on these players. Yes, we're going to be here until the deadline's over. We're going to be here till the deadline, till the clock strikes 6, and then I'm out of here. I'm kidding. No, we'll go till 6. We'll see if anything comes along after, and then I'll be out of here. And tomorrow, I'm gonna need a breath after this thing, and the kids are gonna need some attention. I am going to be doing a grade. We will grade the trade deadline. Tonight's a good night to do it, but like I said, I'm going to need a breath. We're going to do it tomorrow. We're going to do a live stream tomorrow to grade every team's trade deadline, whether they were buyers or sellers. Did you buy the right pieces? Did you sell enough like you should? Did you hold on to pieces that you shouldn't have? We'll dive into all of that. We'll do a grade, a recap tomorrow for sure. Let's see. Welcome into all of the new subscribers, and thank you to everybody that's hit the like. It is, in terms of actual moves that are going on, a little bit quiet right now, but that can change in a second. What's going on, Robbie Hyde? How are you? What do you think, Robbie? What do you think? Is Carlos Rodon going to get traded? That's my question for you, brother. Is he going to get traded? I want to know from Robbie Hyde. What you got? Thank you to everybody following today. Welcome in. And thank you to all of the... I see some people right there. Logan, Prodigy, thank you for finding me over on Twitch. I do have the Twitch channel. It's been quiet lately, but it won't be quiet forever. So, I think Rodon, if the price is sky high, he probably stays put, because again, San Francisco can almost look at it like they're buying by holding on to him. What's going on, Ted? Anthony, if Joey K was obtained for anything more than a bag of balls, the Dodgers got fleeced. There you go. Let me see. I'm going to do something real quick here. Let's see. While I'm doing it, let me put some background music on. I know sometimes, like, if I'm not talking, it might appear that we have lagged out and we're not working. So I'm going to do something for 2 seconds, and while I'm doing it, I'm just going to put a little audio on so you guys don't think that I have frozen out, glitched out, or anything like that. Let's see here. So just a little something in the background for just a second because I want to do something. Brandon and Ramsey, thank you for subscribing. Welcome in. Let's see here. I want to do this real quick. Strange. Copy. Yeah, I'm trying to do something and it just isn't doing it. And I don't know why it won't do it. All right. That's so unusual. I wonder if it's because I am in the wrong spot. No, that doesn't make... No, that's not right. Maybe that's it. All right, so here, there we go. I'm just gonna do it this way. Anybody that wants to become a member, we do have memberships here on the channel. Exclusive perks, badges, emojis, monthly videos, only to platinum members, and then gold members. 2 options, gold members that can get the emojis and the badges. I bring that up because when we get to the high volume stream counts, there is an opportunity where my members that are out there, you stand out with the badges many times. So, all right, there we go. That music is done. We are good. We are at 429 likes. Thank you, everybody, for hitting the like. Let's go. Let's adjust that number up to 600. Let's smash that like, and let's hope a trade. Let's get a trade. What are we waiting for? I don't want to talk about Eric Hosmer to the Red Sox. That takes 10 seconds. What are the Red Sox doing? Done. I don't want to talk about Joey Gallo to the Dodgers. I don't want to talk about that. We talked about the Blue Jays trade. Okay. Again, Blue Jays improved their bullpen. They gave up a prospect that may be sliding down the prospect ranking. I don't know. Again, he's 22 years old. There's still some upside there. We have the Juan Soto trade. We had a separate time together with that for the Juan Soto thing. I think it's a great move by the Padres. We need to get more. There we go. There's your first baseman for the Washington Nationals. Robbie, thank you for your donation. Rodon would be a great pickup for the Twins if they get the right package. That'll keep San Francisco in contention. Yes, there you go. That would be a good one. Again, if they can get it for the right price, Rodon would be a nice piece there. We do have a trade to report. The Nats are
Rodon would be a great pickup for the Twins. If they get the right package that'll help keep SF in contention, then sure. 50-50 right now.
The Nats are getting Luke Voit from the Padres. We'll wait and see what the return package is, but Luke Voit is on his way to Washington. We were just talking about this the other day. Who is going to be the first baseman for the Washington Nationals tonight? Well, Luke won't make it tonight, but there you go. Luke Voit. Maybe it is a... Yeah, there it is. Luke Voit replaces Eric Hosmer. In our Juan Soto stream earlier today, somebody brought up Luke Voit. Shout out. I can't remember who that was. Let's see. JD Martinez is going to be a Nat. I think he's going to be a Met. I don't know. Who knows? I have a feeling the Mets might get off the phone, feel like they have a JD Martinez deal locked in, and then get a phone call 5 minutes later saying, oh, sorry, Milwaukee just called and they offered more. So this stuff, I think, is all over the place. Let's see if we can do something quick and easy without disrupting too much of the flow. Let's do this. Let's do this. Why are you so small, Luke Voit? Oh, Luke Voit, you're grainy, but you know what? We're just going to have to deal with it. Luke Voit. Oh, I know why you're grainy, Luke Voit. I got you. I got you, Luke. You don't have to be grainy. There we go. All right. So Luke Voit is on his way to, and there's a lot. Everybody sort of jumped on it. Who had it first is the question. I feel like it was Nightingale. Nightingale had it first. We're just going to say Bob. You know who we're talking about. Luke Voit to Nationals. Just now. Just breaking. Spell. That is just breaking right now. Luke Voit to the Washington Nationals. Carlos, that might have been you. I know there was at least one, maybe a couple that made that prediction that Luke Voit would replace Eric Hosmer in that trade, and there it is. So Bob Nightingale getting that done finalizes the Padres and Nats trade. That's a win. If you ask me, I think that's a win for the Washington Nationals. They got Luke Voit instead of Eric Hosmer. The Washington Nationals should call up Eric's agent and say thank you. Thank you for that. That's great. We are thrilled to have Luke Voit instead of Eric Hosmer. Hosmer is way too inconsistent. You don't know if he's going to give you anything with the bat. And Luke Voit, I still think there's some upside there. I think there's more upside with Luke Voit than there is with Eric Hosmer anyway. What are the Dodgers going to do, Lando? The Dodgers are... don't be surprised if we get an Ian Happ deal. The Phillies and Angels are in talks on a trade. Outfielder Brandon Marsh has been mentioned. That's from Robert Murray. Murray saying the Phillies and Angels in talks on a trade. Brandon Marsh? Come on, Angels. Come on, Angels. I don't think the Angels can trade Brandon Marsh yet. That'd be a mistake. Let's see what goes back, but I think that would be a mistake. Good job for the Phillies. If you can get Brandon Marsh, bad job by the Angels if they actually do that trade. Robert Murray's all over it. Looks like this trade, the pieces are being put together. Phillies talking about Brandon Marsh with the Angels, and Logan O'Hoppe would go to the Angels in the deal. Can't do it. You absolutely cannot do that trade if you are the Angels. I'm sorry. You can't do it. That doesn't work. Stop screwing your team up. Logan O'Hoppe is the number 3 prospect for the Philadelphia Phillies. On MLB.com, I don't know. I guess are we done? Are we done with Brandon Marsh? Are we done with Brandon Marsh? I take that back. Logan O'Hoppe, I guess it's all right. It's fine. If they do that, it's fine. Logan O'Hoppe isn't too far away. He's at Double-A right now. He's probably a part of the club next year. The Angels, their situation right now at that catcher spot, they'd be fine with that addition. Right now, it's Max Stassi, Kurt Suzuki. That's your catcher situation. So, okay. And as far as the Angels go in their situation with their prospects from a catching perspective, they don't have anybody that's close. They have a 19-year-old catcher that's 8th on their pipeline list, and that's a few years away. So, all right, that'd be your catcher next year for the Angels. Is that official? Brandon Marsh is headed to the Phillies from the Angels. There is your deal, Philadelphia Phillies. That tells you that, I guess, looks like that Ramon Laureano market is just too high. Let's see. We can put that. Let's see. We're not like. Be great to have one for everybody, but we just don't. Who saw that deal going down? So let's see here. Let me put it up on the screen. Let's move that and put that there. And again, here is the latest that we can talk about. Let's see if we can make that look a little bit better. That's a little too zoomed in. There it is. Jeff Passan tweeting moments ago. Jeff Passan tweeting that is it. Brandon Marsh headed to the Angels, to the Phillies, and the word from Feinsand, Mark Feinsand has the return, and it is a Phillies prospect. Their number, now maybe it could change, so we'll look for verification on that, but the prospect heading in return would be Logan O'Hoppe. He is the number 3 prospect for the Phillies. He's a catcher. He'd be your catcher of the future. The Angels in a situation where you've got Trout when he's healthy out there. You've got Taylor Ward. You've got Joe Adell. You need to give Joe Adell a chance, and I think that maybe is what this is about. And now the rest of the way, Joe Adell wasn't going to have any blockage of time. But moving forward, I guess the Angels are planning Ward, Adell, and Trout. As long as Trout can go out there and play a good center field despite the injuries. Let's see. We know that, Josh. We have seen that. That's been going on for a little bit of time now. But yes, that is something new. Reds in serious talks for Mahle. That's been out there. And if that goes down, I actually do have the graphic for that we can switch over to. Let's see. Dodgers sign Trey or get Jock. I don't think the... Oh, there's a... Ooh! Who got that? I love when MLB trade rumors snipes like Feinsand or Jeff Passan because they're on the local... Andy Martino. I know Mets fans want to throw shade at Martino, but here is a trade. This is an interesting one. Darren Ruff going to the Mets. No time to really dig in too much about this one, but right now we're getting a report that as the dust settles on this Brandon Marsh situation, Brandon Marsh to the Phillies, which is a great trade, by the way. And again, if the prospect that's headed back is in fact going to be Logan O'Hoppe, I like it for you. I like it for both sides. Angels do not have a good answer at catcher long term. O'Hoppe could be that, and Marsh gives them an upgrade in the outfield. Marsh is a center fielder, so when Harper is back, Marsh is in there. I like it. I like it for the Phillies. All right, let's take a look at this situation with, and we're going to have to move again, a couple pieces to get to, let's see, does anybody else have, nobody else has it. So let's hop over here real quick because we're waiting for it. There's the Marsh. It's from Andy Martino. The deal has been agreed upon. No, that's not what we're looking for. We need Darren Ruff. We need the Darren Ruff news. Okay, of course. So here's what we're going to have to do. It's coming from Andy Martino right now. And I know Mets fans sometimes want to bust on Martino, but it looks like it is... Ooh, this is just delicious. Joel Sherman now. Let's go to Joel Sherman. Andy Martino broke it first. But let's go to Joel Sherman because he just tweeted about this trade. Here it is. Joel Sherman got it. The Mets are acquiring Darren Ruff from the Giants for J.D. Davis and prospects. I see a ton of new subscribers coming in. I'm sorry I cannot give you all a shout out, but welcome to all of the new subscribers here. This is a fun day, trade deadline day. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad those of you that are finding the channel are finding us and subscribing. Make sure to stay close to the channel as we move forward. We talk baseball all year long. We do this during the off season when trades are going down. We talk baseball throughout. We do power. We do everything. Live streams, uploads. We got it all. Stay here. Hang tight with us. Phillies out on Noah. Jays could move in. That's a good call. Would that trade... See, the word was that Phillies GM, the name, there's names everywhere in my head swirling, but they don't typically move on rental players, and that's what Noah Syndergaard is. So they make this trade for Marsh. Was that prospect that's going to the Angels, O'Hoppe, a prospect that may have been bantered about in the trade for Syndergaard? Let's see what happens. But this is juicy. Darren Ruff to the Mets for J.D. Davis. Dombrowski, thank you, Lionheart. I mean, I want to know what is happening over in Mets Nation right now. What is happening? These are not the trades the Mets wanted. I like Darren Ruff. Darren Ruff is a dude. And he is going to the Mets. I think Mets will like him. They may not be excited about this trade, but they will like him. And J.D. Davis is on his way out. And I see it. We've got the biggest pitcher out of the bullpen on the market, on the move. And it's the Philadelphia Phillies. They have gotten David Robertson. Philadelphia Phillies fans, what did I say yesterday? What did I say earlier today? Just be patient. Hold tight. Deals are coming. Dombrowski is a patient general manager. He doesn't move fast. He's not knee-jerk, any of that. Oh, wow. Sapucki got ripped up earlier this year. Seymour and Zwack also go to the Giants. So good you got to say it twice. Where is it? There it is. Jeff Passan. Phillies have acquired David Robertson from the Cubs. I got to see what the return package is going to be. But there it is from Jeff Passan. That is a good one. I love it. Let's see. What do we got here? Thank you to, David Robertson. Again, so, good job, Phillies. You needed this. The Phillies are making some moves here. Getting David Robertson, getting Brandon Marsh here in the last couple of seconds. Two really good moves. Shoring up that bullpen are the Philadelphia Phillies. You got to feel good about that. Let's see. The Philadelphia Phillies, where are we? You will add David Robertson. You got to see what the prospect package is because of what the Twins gave up for Lopez, what the Blue Jays gave up for the pitchers that they gave up. David Robertson was the top piece. A lot of people thought David Robertson would be a part of a package that included Wilson Contreras. And Ian Happ. Oh, and we got business is picking up, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure to smash that like. It is getting all nuts. What is Michael Scott? It's getting all stupid up in here. So, again, Robertson moves into the rotation or the bullpen mix with Dominguez and Hand and Knievel and Alvarado, and others. So, Phillies building a nice bullpen. And we've got Mahle. Here. So, got to unpack this David Robertson thing. That's somebody the Mets wanted badly, and he goes to the Phillies. And you get David Ruff coming over. Again, I am going to be very interested to check in and see what is going on with the Mets. Alex, thank you for the donation. Big John Tech Reviews.
Do you think any more moves for my Astros? Your opinion. Yeah. And enjoy a cup of coffee on me.
I do think there's more for you to do. I do think the Astros will do more. They could get in on a center fielder. They could get in on some more depth moves. I wouldn't rule them out from adding another relief pitcher. Thank you again, Big John Tech Reviews. I appreciate that. So let's talk about the next trade. We can't, literally, I'm sitting here, I'm like, where are the trades? Where are the moves? And they are coming in hot. We've got, where is it? We still need to know what the pieces are that are going back. What was the Phillies' price? They just gave up their number 3 prospect for Brandon Marsh, but we have Tyler Mahle going to the Twins. That is from John Heyman. Mahle to the Twins is a great move for the Minnesota Twins. Robbie Hyde was just on here a minute ago talking about a fit with Carlos Rodon. Carlos Rodon would have probably... The asking price is high on Rodon. Mahle's got some juice because you've got more control. You have Tyler Mahle next year as well. John Heyman has Mahle to the Twins. We will have to see what the return prices are for all of these because right now we're getting the moves and we don't have all of the return pieces and it's all over the place right now. So again, we have this one and it's a good one for the Minnesota Twins. The Minnesota Twins rotation with Sonny Gray and John. Hold on. No, I don't want to put it. I want to open up this. Let's see. So, all right, for the Twins, the rotation, you will now have Joe Ryan, Sonny Gray, and Tyler Mahle at the top. That's a nice rotation. And then you figure out the rest of it with Bundy and Archer and Sanchez. Maybe you get Maeda back. Maybe you see Ober back at some point. There are other pieces that could be there. But I like this move. Again, you get another year of control, so he's also a part of your future next year. You don't have to worry about. You have less concern building your rotation this offseason, put it that way, with this move. Because now you have, next year, your rotation, you've got 3 guys that you can trust and go with. So this is a big one. This is one of the big arms that are still out there. The Mahle situation. Let me see. I did see some, Jeff, thank you for the 2 months. Anything?
Astros just signed more trash cans.
Be nice. Jeff, thank you for the donation, by the way. So, anything on a bat to the Mariners? I have a feeling the Mariners would like to get in on Brandon Drury, but I don't think they're going to. I think the asking price might be too high right now. So that is an issue, in my opinion. Let's go ahead with everybody in here. Let's just make the like goal something serious. Let's go right to the point of it, and let's get that like goal at 1,000. I love the bell keeps ringing. Thank you to all of the new subscribers. Here comes that third 0 all dramatically down there at the bottom. But I do think they would like to, but I have a feeling there is a high price tag to be paid. Let's see. Still waiting on the return. The Twins are finalizing a deal to acquire. This is from Passon. Finalizing a deal to acquire Tyler Mahle from the Reds. Sources tell ESPN 2 hitting prospects and 1 pitching prospect is expected to be headed back in return. So there it is. Heyman had it first. Mahle to the Twins.
Do the Cardinals make any moves or stay stagnant?
Do the Cardinals make any moves? I think they very well could. Mark, thank you for the donation. I do think the Cardinals can make moves. There's a ton of teams that can still make some moves. Let's see. Is that it for the Mets, Anthony? I don't think so. But again, I am very fascinated at what is going on with the Mets. And listen, part of this is the media's fault if the Mets don't get JD Martinez or Contreras, because it was just being spoon-fed nonsense. And even my Blue Jays, we had a little bit of that lip service as well. The Ian Happs, the Josh Bells. Ooh, the Blue Jays could be in on Juan Soto. It was spoon-fed to us as well. Luis Castillo, all of that. Mets had the same thing happen. The Mets have made a ton of moves, but the Mets' moves have been Nyquin and Ruff now and Vogelback. It just has not been. You heard maybe Robertson, you heard maybe Mancini. So very interested to see how the Mets fan base, how Mets Nation is responding to this. We are 200 and almost 50. I can't do the math. 250 or so likes away from 1,000. Make sure to smash that like, everybody here. Over 2,000 of you here. Welcome in. I love the subs. Welcome to all of the new subscribers. Welcome to BALLCAP Nation. That is you. You sub. You're automatically in BALLCAP Nation. It's free. So make sure to subscribe. And you're a part of a new nation. How often does that happen? Does that happen every day? I would say no. Mets gave up a lot for Ruff. They did give up a lot for Ruff. They gave up J.D. Davis and 3 prospects. We're going to have to go back and take a look at those prospects that are going in return for J.D. Davis. I'm sorry, for Darren Ruff, J.D. Davis included. Unbelievable. Cubs get Ben Brown for Robertson. Wait a minute. Okay, I need to know who Ben Brown is. Ben Brown. I'm sighing because I'm a Blue Jays fan. And we paid a top 100 prospect for 2 pitchers. The Philadelphia Phillies. Now, I understand that Robertson.
Where does Contreras go and Ian Happy Rock? Clapping hands, clapping hands, clapping hands, clapping hands, peace sign, fist, fist, fist.
Dragon, where does Contreras go? And Ian Happ, I think Ian Happ at this point, maybe he goes to the Dodgers. Contreras, I'm not going to give up hope for the Mets. I'll say Contreras to the Mets, Ian Happ to the Dodgers. I cannot believe the return for David Robertson. I can't believe it. This can't be real. Is this real right now? Ben Brown. Dan Brown's the writer. That might actually be a better deal. Ben Brown is the number 26 prospect for the Phillies. That is who the Phillies gave up for, in my opinion, one of the, if not the most coveted bullpen pieces. When Mets fans see that, Jays fans see that, anybody that was in on Robertson, see that. I know he's 37, Spencer. He is 37, but this is a rental situation. So whether he's 37 or 27 or 47, he's pitching the way he's pitching, and it's a rental. I kind of would have rather the Blue Jays gone out and just got the rental, or go get the rental too. You mean to tell me that Toronto? Sorry, everyone's going to do this. Everybody's going to do this. That wanted David Robertson. You mean to tell me that they could not go?
Platoon better than many options. Would rather Rufflebach than Martinez. Zombie. Woman shrugging. Person shrugging. Brown skin. Hedgehog. Burrito. Fish cake. Flexed biceps. Flex biceps. Flex biceps. Flex biceps.
What happened? It cut off. Oh, come on. The number 20. You mean to tell me the Blue Jays couldn't even give up Joey Murray for David Robertson? Come on, man. Get on the phone, Ross. Pick up the phone. Ruff and Vogelback, platoon better than many options. Would much rather have Ruffleback than Martin. Listen, I like what you went there, Craig. A, I love the emojis as always. And B, I love your Ruffleback all day. Love it. Okay. Listen, I would like Mets fans to come around with that, but I don't think that's going to happen. Man, that David Robertson one, we're doing the live stream. We are rolling forward. I'm not going to be a Blue Jays homer right now, but I'm disappointed in that. Let's see here. The prospects going to the Reds for Mahle is Spencer Steer, an infielder, the Twins' number 7 prospect. Steve Hajar, the number 18 prospect. And Christian Encarnacion Strand, I love the name, is the number 23 Twins prospect. That's a pretty good return for Tyler Mahle. The Reds have definitely stepped up their trade game. Definitely they've stepped up their trade game. That's a good job. Good job there by the Twins for Mahle on that deal. So a lot of action there. And again, thank you for the donations, everybody. Thank you I can tell things have slowed down because I don't hear the horn. Thank you to everybody that has subscribed here in the last few minutes. Make sure to stay close to the channel. As always, other playoff teams getting Bentleys and Mercedes, and the Mets out there getting Volvos, Anthony. That is, I think, so far, that's the takeaway. That Steve Cohen.
Other playoff teams getting Bentleys and Mercedes, and Mets out here getting Volvos.
Yep. That is going to be the thing. You're going to see that. You're going to see, what is this? What is this? Blue Jays and Angels talks are heating up. Noah Syndergaard is the top priority. Others could be included if a deal reaches the finish line. Let's see. Giraffe Neck Mark tweeting, Blue Jays got something cooking. I mean, he's connected to the Mets now more than ever with the Mets podcast. So I wonder what he would know, because does he have a connection to Syndergaard from his time with the Mets? I don't know. So that is interesting. Jays content to just make the playoffs. B.L. Duff. I think they're being strategic. Just like they were strategic before they were winning, I think they're being strategic now while they're winning. That's my guess. I'm with you, though. Maybe. I'm with you. Let's see. JJ, do the Dodgers trade for a starter like Lopez? I don't know if that Pablo Lopez deal comes together. I think there's a better chance that Rodon gets traded than Lopez, just because of all of those years of control for Pablo Lopez. And Carlos Rodon is a rental player. Miami is going to have to be blown away by a trade, because Pablo Lopez could just be back next year. The Giants, we know the asking price is high, but Carlos Rodon
Do the
is
Dodgers
probably
trade
gone
for a
next year.
starter like a Lopez?
Let me get that super chat back up. Do the Dodgers trade for a starter like Lopez? That's what I was answering.
Any news on Dodgers?
You've got 2 more years of arbitration for Pablo Lopez. The Dodgers right now, the only thing we can think that the Dodgers are doing is that they are pivoting to
As a Twins
Ian
fan,
Happ.
I am excited.
I think you should be. Skol, I think you should be. Good stuff by the Twins there, adding Mahle right now. I like it. They added the bullpen piece earlier, Lopez, 2 arms. When the Lopez deal went down, I tweeted, great deal for the Twins. We didn't know if Lopez would be available. He obviously was. And a starter should be next on the list, and there they go. They get it done. Let's see. It is official. All right, we can all of the Juan Soto live streams can start now because the deal is official. Yeah. All right, let's see here. What else we got? Where did Soto go? He went to the Padres, to San Diego, to Slam Diego. George Springer out tonight against Tampa. That's why the Blue Jays were linked to Ian Happ. We'll see if anything changes there. This feels like the big news of the moment. The Darren Ruff thing is juicy. Those Phillies trades, Robertson and Marsh, those are good. We've got this trade with the Twins, with Mahle. There's a lot going on right now, everybody. There's a lot going on. Drury. So the Reds have done a good job on their returns. So they're asking for a lot for these guys, and so far they're getting it. So really curious to see what the price is on Brandon Drury. I think David Robertson, that deal looks like a steal right now, considering what Lopez went for. 2 prospects. Lopez is younger. Lopez, there's control, so that's different. The Marlins getting a top 100 prospect, again, a little bit different. They're not complete apples to apples comparisons, but if you went out, if you're the Blue Jays and you got those 2 pieces for Jordan Groshans, again, you mean to tell me you couldn't go part with your 20 to 25, pick one of those prospects for David Robertson? I think you could have. I would have liked to. Anthony, maybe Mets can get Cespedes. He's better than Nyquist, Vogelback, and Ruff. Maybe they can convince him to come back out of retirement. All of the tweets right now about the official trade. I opened this and I don't even think I've drank it.
Maybe Mets can get Cespedes better than Nyquist, Vogelbach, and Ruff.
It's not a Diet Mountain Dew. I'm not frozen. If you're wondering, did he glitch? I'm not frozen. I don't put music in the background. Sometimes music would help because then you would know if I froze or glitched. Let's see. Where do I think Contreras goes? Mets, I'm going to give you a lifeline. I'm going to say Contreras to the Mets still. I'm going to say Contreras to the Mets. Well, hold on a minute. Does that still work? Does that still work with the Darren Ruff edition? Let's see here. So the Mets now with Darren Ruff, the Mets situation, you will have first base is Alonso, right? Boom, done. You can move it to DH. Your DH, it is. Now Ruff can play the outfield too. Ruff can play the outfield, and he can make some plays out there. But obviously your prime outfield is Nimmo, Marte, and Canna. I think I'm going to back that up. Listen, here's what's going to happen, Mets fans. You're going to have Mark Vientos on your team. You're going to have Mark Vientos called up in a couple of days because I am starting to think that the Mets, from a offensive standpoint, Vogelback and Ruff at DH, they've got depth with Tyler Nick. I'm surprised that Dom has not been traded. J.D. Davis is gone. Where's the Dom deal? Slow jazz, Carlos. The problem is honest time, honesty corner right here. I went through and deleted a ton of stuff because the computer, the C drive, the whatever was a little too close to being full. So I deleted a ton of stuff, and I accidentally deleted a bunch of the music.
I said Wilmer yesterday, not rough. They traded with SF though.
I said Wilmer yesterday, not rough. They traded with San Francisco though. The rough deal is, listen, I like Darren Ruff. At the end of the day, I like Darren Ruff, but I understand the expectations were higher for the Mets. The expectations were Trey Mancini, Wilson Contreras, Ian Happ, the big names. That was the expectation. And Darren Ruff and Vogelback is not going to meet the expectations there. We are 150 likes away from our goal. Keep smashing, dropping, tapping the like. Whatever your viewing device requires you to do, make sure to give the stream a like and subscribe just like Jake just did. Welcome in, Jake, and welcome to all of our new subscribers. Jenna, welcome in. Benjamin and James. We've also got Tyler. We've got BDG, Salty Man. We've got George. We've got Ty C. All of the new subscribers here. D Blake. Everybody in here over the last since we've been going for an hour. Welcome in, Eric. We have 2 hours now. We are, well, I guess we're less than 2 hours. We are at the 1 hour and 53 minute mark from the deadline. Mets are killing me, Paul. I know. It's gonna be all right. At the end of the day, your team will be better. What? Tyler, you put a super chat on that, so I got to think that there's something real there. There's no way you would throw $5 down on something like that. Let's see here. I'm not seeing it. Where are you seeing that, Tyler? I mean, the Phillies the Phillies. The Phillies just DFA'd somebody. Phillies designated Odubel Herrera for assignment. So that would be a big one. I don't know if the Cardinals necessarily need that, and I would actually hope the Orioles don't do that. I really do.
The Cardinals are trading for Cedric Mullins.
I hope they don't. Sorry. I hope they don't. The Orioles have Cedric Mullins under control for several more years. Hold on to Cedric Mullins. Make him a part of that run with Adley Rutschman and Austin Hayes. And Ryan Mountcastle. Don't do it. I see Joe Siddall 4 hours ago. Baltimore is dealing. He put Mullins ? And then he hashtagged it next level. So is Cedric Mullins coming to the Blue Jays? I mean, that's from Joe Siddall. He is connected to the Blue Jays. And what do you know, Joe? What do you know, Joe? Interesting. Maybe we got a Cedric Mullins deal around the corner. Again, I would like for the Orioles to hold on to Cedric Mullins. I would like for them to hold on to him. Let's see here. Deadline time is in 1 hour and 50 minutes. It is at 6 Eastern. That is the deadline. Again, welcome in all of the new subscribers. I'm ecstatic. I'm excited that you're here. Welcome to our community. Welcome to BALLCAP Nation. I've trimmed down on that. Have you noticed that? I used to say that it got obnoxious. It did get obnoxious. I will be honest. Those of you that know, it got a little obnoxious. I said welcome to BALLCAP Nation to like everybody, and it got rough. I get it. We've toned down on that. But you are BALLCAP Nation, and I appreciate you. Thank you for subscribing. Jay, thank you for finding me over on Twitch. Let's see what's going on here. We are, YouTube Studio can't even keep up what's going on. We are on the verge of 29,000 subscribers. Only 37 away from 29K. So thank you for all the new subscribers. We've had 1,000 new subscribers between yesterday morning and today. So thank you as we move on that 30,000 number. Thank you all. As you can tell, this is the channel. We do baseball. We do it regularly. We do it consistently. So if you like baseball content and you want something that's steady, it's going to continue for a while, that's That's me. I'm not going anywhere. Let's see here. Reds are stacking up on Twins prospect. Yeah, they are, Aaron. Great job by the Reds. Reds, this deadline, certainly we will, like I said, probably tomorrow morning, do a trade deadline grade stream, and the Reds are going to get an A. The Reds are certainly going to get an A with the pieces. They're doing this better than the Cubs did last year. I mean, the Cubs got some good pieces. No doubt about it. Cubs got some nice pieces, but I think the Reds are doing it better. I think the Reds have done a better job. Let's see. Lionheart, you didn't mind with the BALLCAP Nation. It's all good. It got to the point where, like today, Papa and Marlon and Chucklebits and Peter and everybody, Bauer T, it just got, I give everybody the shout out, and the BALLCAP Nation, it just got a little repetitive. But again, welcome everybody in. Omar, what did you miss? Holy cow, I can't even recap everything that's been going on. It is nuts right now. Only 40 likes away from 1,000, everybody. Keep smashing that like. Where do I think Drury goes? Well, the rumor was the Dodgers, the Braves, and the Mariners and the White Sox were all kind of the group of four that were in on him. It could go one of those ways. I would bet one of those four teams. U.S. veteran, what's going on? Welcome in. Jake, what would you grade the Astros? To this point, the Astros, they got to lift the arm. They got a catcher, though I don't love the catcher. I do like the Mancini deal. I don't think they gave up a crazy piece for that. I know they lost Siri. I would say my grade for the Astros to this point, addressing all of the needs, but doing it on the cheap. Not with Mancini, but with the catcher and with the pitcher. Right now, the Astros would be a B+. You've addressed the needs. You've done it on the cheap, which is good for holding on to prospects.
Where do you think Drury goes?
I think I would say about a B+ there, Jake, with room to grow. And I may change my mind on that. As I think more about it. U.S. veteran, thank you for your donation. Will the Mariners do anything?
What would you grade the Astros?
I do not think that the Mariners are done. I do think the Mariners can still do something. U.S. veteran, thank you for your donation. And again, as always, thank you.
Will the Mariners do anything?
Let's see. Big John Tech Reviews, welcome back. Is Hap a possibility for the Astros? Would be a great fit. Would be great, in my opinion.
Is Hap a possibility for the Astros? Would be great, in my opinion.
I think he's a fit. I think Hap could be in play there for the Houston Astros. I think Hap may end up being one of our last-minute deals. We'll see what happens. We're in another lull right now. We have entered a lull space with the deadline. We were sort of in one when we started our stream about an hour ago. Then things got insane for about a half-hour period where we couldn't even keep up with all of the trades that are being reported. Anthony, let me see. I got you. Definitely, and I do holler that if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's down there at Jim Riley Live is my Twitter handle, and you can sometimes tweet things at. Well, I encourage you to tweet things at me, especially if you see something. But sometimes you can get through to me while we're here doing this. Anthony, with the return that Martin got for Pop and Bass, with the top 10 prospect Jordan Groshans, what can they get for their relievers in their bullpen in terms of a return? Marlins, I think maybe you instead of Martins. What could they get in relievers with the other relievers? That's a good question. I don't have a solid answer for you because David Robertson just went for the Phillies number 25 prospect. I mean, it's all over the place. All of these trades don't live in a vacuum. You say that one trade sets the market for the following trades, but then you see that trade with the Phillies. I understand Robertson's 37. I understand Robertson's a rental. The Blue Jays will be able to bring Bass back. But I don't know. I feel like it can change. I do want to check. Why do I have... Oh, that's what's going on. Let's see here. I want to check because Anthony Bass pitched for the Blue Jays before. And if I remember right, it was okay. It wasn't that great. Anthony Bass pitched with Toronto in 2020 to a 3.51 ERA. He's having a career year this year. So what do we think about that? I don't know. obviously he gelled better with the pitching coach in Miami than he did with Pete Walker. Bass is 34, by the way. So David Robertson's 37. Anthony Bass is 34. So it's not like we got a 30-year-old with Anthony Bass if you're looking at it from a Blue Jays perspective. Again, thank you to a couple of you finding me over on Twitch. Badgers, State Coasters, and Cole M. Thank you for finding me over there. Walsh, Thor, and Iglesias to the Jays. Whoa. Ashy, wow. That would be a big one. That would be insane. I don't know. The Angels appear to be in sell mode by sending Marsh away. What are we going to get with this? The whole Iglesias thing, we know the Blue Jays are interested. But can they get that done? Again, the Angels still have to be winning next year. Otherwise, Ohtani's going to say, I want out. David, what do you think the Giants are going to do? I think the Giants probably will either buy very little, sell very little, like they did with Darren Ruff. Darren Ruff, they can absorb that hit. It's not a big loss. Darren Ruff is a dude. I like Darren Ruff as a ball player, but I do think that Darren Ruff, you can handle that. You can handle that loss. So sell little. If they buy, they will be buying little. And I think they might hold on to Rodon and Jock Peterson. Michael, Giraffe Neck Mark traded to BALLCAP Sports. I don't think I've got the capital. I don't think I've got the prospect capital. I don't think I've got the finances to re-sign him when he becomes a free agent at the end of the season. Giraffe Neck Mark's going to be expensive. Hawk, thank you for subscribing. The Firehawk, yeah. So those are my San Francisco thoughts. Buy little, sell little, and they probably hold on to Rodon and Jock unless they get an offer that just knocks them on the floor. Joey Gallo, Eric, yeah, Joey Gallo to the Dodgers. What am I drinking? You don't want to know what I'm drinking. I'm drinking some kind of blue slush energy drink. I would usually be drinking a Mountain Dew. One of my Diet Mountain Dews, my go-tos. Me and Jeff Passan, we're Diet Mountain Dew bros. But I don't have one right now. We had this blue slushy thing. It's all right. It kind of tastes like a blue slushy. I don't know. It was in the fridge. What's for lunch today? We had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich because I didn't have time or the desire to make myself a real lunch. So that's what was for lunch. And Doritos. Hawk, my favorite player. I'm a Jays fan. I would say my favorite player right now is Alek Manoah. Slightly over Vladdy. Love Vladdy, but Manoah's a monster. What do we got on Twitter, James? Let's see what's going on here. Let's do an update. Wilson Contreras and Ian Happ are in the lineup for the Cubs. Could they make it? With the Mets' moves, I don't think they're going to get Contreras. I've changed my tune on that. I don't think they get Contreras. So who is in the market for Contreras? The Astros have already moved on. They moved on when they made the trade with Boston yesterday. So who else is looking for a catcher? The Twins, but the Twins have traded a bunch of prospects for pitching. So I don't think the Twins, the Contreras situation has sort of fallen out of favor for the Cubs. Seattle paid a ton for Luis Castillo. Are they going to raid the top of the prospect chain again? The Yankees have put out a lot. These are my teams that I thought could be in the mix for Contreras. Were the Astros, the Twins, the Yankees, the Mariners, the Rays, the Padres, and the Mets. I think the Mets are out. The Padres are out. The Rays could still be in. Seattle is probably out. The Yankees are probably out. The Twins are out. Houston's out. So at this point, it's Tampa's deal to make or for a team to come out of nowhere. Yeah, maybe, Shane. Maybe the Red Sox move in there. The Red Sox have really not made a decision as to whether they're buying or selling. So the Red Sox could certainly do that. The Dodgers, they would have to stick Contreras a designated hitter. Here, while we're talking about Contreras, let's put him up on the board. They could certainly go. Listen, the Dodgers could do it. I think if the Dodgers are going to make a trade with the Cubs, they're going to prefer to get the outfielder because Contreras is going to have to be your designated hitter at that point. He'll catch some. You go back and forth between Will Smith and Wilson Contreras. But that DH spot, I don't think you can just chain Wilson Contreras to the designated hitter spot. Because then, let's see, you've got an outfield now they said Mookie was going to play some second, but that's not really important to this point. We've got an outfield of oh my God. Fangraphs has updated the Dodgers roster resource page and has Bellinger and Gallo. Oh God. Comedy at its finest. Cody Bellinger and Joey Gallo at the 8-9 spot on Fangraphs. It doesn't get any better than that. There's your World Series champs, folks. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So, I don't hate the Dodgers. I like the Dodgers. I just think that's funny. But anyway, you have a situation where I don't know if you can just chain that DH spot to go back and forth between Smith and Contreras. You're gonna have Turner back at some point. Is he already
Cardinals
back?
need catching depth. Don't see them getting Contreras though. What other catchers are on the market?
Taylor is who I was thinking about. You have Taylor back at some point. I don't know if they could do that. Blake, Cardinals need catching depth. Don't see them getting Contreras though. What other catchers are on the market? Nothing that they're going to be able to get on the cheap. Contreras, that's a tough one because it's a division rival. Sean Murphy from the A's is going to cost a lot. So I don't know if they can make a move for any of the catchers because after that there's nothing substantial. There's nothing really worthwhile that's on the market as far as the catcher goes. Thank you for the donation, Blake. I appreciate that. Let's see. I'm a Giants fan and do not understand this move with Ruff at all. Nolan, it's they can sell a little bit. They got a lot back. And J.D. Davis sliding in can do the things Darren Ruff did. I'm cool with it. I liked it. I like the trade for the Giants. I think it's a good trade for the Giants. Envy, how funny if Hap and Wilson did the whole goodbye thing and they don't get traded. There's a chance. Again, there's probably a ton of teams calling about Ian Happ right now. I don't know if there's as many teams calling about Wilson Contreras. I think there's a ton of teams that are probably calling on Ian Happ. A few that have probably bowed out, but certainly Milwaukee could still be calling about Ian Happ. The Blue Jays we know are calling about Ian Happ. The Dodgers calling about Ian Happ. I think you could still have Houston calling about Ian Happ. The White Sox, maybe Tampa. So there's probably the reason why Ian Happ hasn't been done yet is because Ian Happ probably has a very hot market right now. The phone is hot for Ian Happ. So that is probably why he has not been moved yet. Will the Mets make any moves, Michael? I don't know what you got left. I think you can add a bullpen piece. Maybe Andrew Chafin. I don't know. I'm rooting for you guys just for the sake of the fan base to not lose it because I know this deadline has not gone the way you want. Michael, I agree with you. I think the Mets will love Ruff. I think initially there might be some hesitation because it's not Mancini, it's not Contreras, it's not JD Martinez. But I think that they will like Ruff. I just don't see where, if the Mets make any more trades, they will have wasted the trades that they've already made. There's always depth. You can always fall back on, well, the Mets will just have more depth, and that is very true. But if you go trade for Wilson Contreras or you go trade for JD Martinez, then Darren Ruff and Daniel Vogelbach will be relegated to pinch hit duty. Why did you you will never see Tyler Naquin except in the ninth inning, maybe as a defensive substitute, or you will have made those other trades for nothing. You gotta expect a run on relievers. We are in a little bit of a lull right now. Thank you to all of the new subscribers. Something just opened up on my computer, might have lagged it out, but we're back. We're good. What's going on? Kripatron, I'm not sure if you're in the chat, but I do see you. The Jays. Who is this though? Hold on. I don't know if this is a real account. This looks like somebody who grabbed. That's a stock image. Not buying it. I think he's fake. I do think that deal could go down, but I think this guy's fake. Let's see. Will Cole Irvin get traded? I don't think so. I don't think so. What is it? Doesn't Cole Irvin have just an insane record at home or something? There's a stat about Cole Irvin that's just like crazy. Why don't the Giants... Hey, Michael, why don't your Giants load up and go trade for Wilson Contreras? What are we doing here? What are we waiting for, Michael? Tyler, if you're here, any other Giants fans, what are you waiting for? Go trade for Wilson Contreras. Let's have a go at it. What's up, Eric? Did anybody get traded? No, it's been quiet. Hawk, it's been very busy. Ted, yes, tick-tock, tick-tock. Yankees have a ton of shortstop prospects, but I think they're going to hold them all. Listen, you may need... Juan Soto may be available in 2 years. You may need to have some prospects to trade for Juan Soto in the summer of 2024. Probably not. Probably not. I think San Diego will hold him. Are we lagging? I hope we're not lagging. Are we back? How's the sound now? Somebody give me a sound check. Let's see. We've been going for over an hour. I don't have too much stuff open, so I'm hoping that will be all right. Mike is a little choppy. All right. Let's see what I got going on. Maybe I have some stuff I can close. Maybe I got too much running. It's better now. Maybe I have too much running. The mic should be okay. Sound is good. The mic should be okay. I'm looking at my microphone levels right now. And we're good now. I'm hoping that we're all good. You know, there have been, can I be honest with you? Something that might be happening is the notifications are very strong right now. And we may have a situation with the notifications that's messing up the audio. I am going to turn the trumpet down on that. I believe I can do that. I think we need to do that. I think that is going to be a help with our sound, if I can find that. I think that is what is. I think that might be messing things up. Let me do something for just a minute here. Oh, I see we've got some telling us to go Rosenthal. Let's see what's going on here. Let me get my... Where is the alert box? Way too many things here. I have set myself up for failure by having way too many sources here on my Streamlabs. Let's go to properties. Is there a way to mess with the sound? Doesn't really look like there is a way to mess with the sound. So let's cancel that and let's just for a minute pause here. What do we got going on here? Let's see. This is a big one for sure. Stripe Blitz again. Yes, welcome in everybody. This is up close to, in terms of the number of viewers, when we had a very large stream when we did the countdown to the CBA. So for whatever reason. Let's see. Another one. The San Diego Padres are dealing for Brandon Drury. There you go. The Padres are getting Brandon Drury. They're not done yet. Let's get that up here. Let's actually do here. Let's put the tweet up from Jeff Passan. He's got it. Brandon Drury. I'll be fascinated to see who is going back in return, because Cincinnati has been doing a great job of getting their ask on players. And word was Drury's ask was high. So here it is, 30 seconds ago. The Padres are dealing for Brandon Drury, who's having a career year, can play all over. That's one of Drury's beautiful pieces, is that he can play anywhere for you. He can play second. He can play third. He can play first. He can short, left, center, right. He can play everything. So that versatility is going to be huge. So the Padres get Brandon Drury. Brandon Drury, at this point, one of the better bats that are still available. I would say that it can't cost too much, right? Can it? I guess it can. There were a lot of teams in on Brandon Drury. We had not really heard the Padres. We had heard the Braves. We had heard the Dodgers. We had heard the Braves. We'd heard the Dodgers. We'd heard the White Sox. We had heard the Mariners as a
$2
potential
Canadian
fit.
for good luck to get Thor to the Jays.
Hey, I love it. Thank you. Let's do it. Let's get that done. Thank you for the donation, Alex. I appreciate that. That is a good move for the Padres, depending on what they're giving up. Let's see what they're giving up. Jays have not made any more moves since the bullpen. Kevin. Yep, the Padres doing more. Kevin is... Don't know if any of you follow Kevin on YouTube, but Kevin is sitting there waiting for the Blue Jays to get something going.
What is going on?
It's a great question, Kevin. We're all trying to figure it out.
That was a half-assed effort, but fuck it. We're going to count it anyway, boys.
That's right. That's the Blue Jays right now. Feels like it's a half-assed effort. I'm kidding. I mean, it's a nice move, the move for the relievers, but come on. This is a good move. Again, there it is from Jeff Passan. We'll be watching to see what the return is. I do think that this is a nice move in the end for San Diego. They have now added Bell and Drury and the big guy, the big one, Juan Soto. So this has definitely been a win for the Padres. Dodgers fans, are you awake? How do you feel right now? There are two fan bases that I feel like are just sitting there wishing and hoping. Let's see. Let's go to... They're giving up the top prospects. This is true. This is true. I feel like the Mets and the Dodgers, those fan bases, expected a lot more. Blue Jays fan base, I feel like we had sort of been set up to just expect, look, listen, it may just be some bullpen pieces. It may be a starter and some bullpen arms, and that may be it. There's some hap traction, but the Mets and the Dodgers are the two fan bases. The Yankees got their business done already. The Astros, for the most part, got their business done. Listen, there's still an hour and a half to go. But I know the Mets fan base, you wanted more out of this, and to this point, it's not there. Very interested to see, again, what is the return, because the Reds have been doing such a good job on their pieces. Their return, let's see, Victor Acosta, the Padres' number 11 prospect, is what it took to get Brandon Drury from the Reds. So, Braves fans, Dodgers fans, Mariners fans, what are you feeling about? It was the Padres' number 11 prospect. Do you think your team could have done better? Let's see. If anybody is having trouble with a lag, I would encourage you to refresh. And hopefully it'll be all good when you come out of that refresh. What do you think the White Sox are going to do? I thought the White Sox could make a move for Drury, and that's not happening now. I don't know. With Merrifield, that's a division rival. Can you get that deal done? That's the situation. James, when you consider who we got coming back from the IL, we're good, bro. Might be. Very true. You got Buehler will be back. The Dodgers did not need to go crazy at the deadline, right? You did not need to go crazy at the deadline, but there's something about hearing rumors about Juan Soto and hearing rumors about Ian Happ and hearing rumors about Luis Castillo that get you excited and get you feeling like Feinstein's going to do it again. He's going to do it again. And then if he doesn't do it again, you're just kind of left out there feeling like you were let down. And the same thing with the Mets. You were looking like Cohen's our boy, Cohen and Epler. Here we go. The dynamic duo. They're going to go out there and they're going to get Trey Mancini. They're going to get Josh Bell. They're going to figure out a way. All of that. That's the tough part. Is it possible for the Padres to add a catcher? You want a catcher too? Do you need a catcher? I didn't think San Diego needed a catcher. And the Braves have been quiet today, Dale. But the moves that they made yesterday, getting Odorizzi and Grossman, were nice moves. Good moves there. Thank you to everybody that has subscribed today. Thank you to everybody that has hit the like. We are at 1,100 likes. Let's make it 1,500. Let's just go for it. Hit that like if you have not yet. If you hop in and hop out, make sure to hit the like on the way out. Who did we get for Drury? The return for Drury was the number 11 prospect from the Padres, Victor Acosta. Victor Acosta, I can tell you about him in 2 seconds. Let me just fire up the old memory bank here. Got to remember my Victor Acosta situation. Victor Acosta, actually, who said he was number 11? Oh, I understand why. So he was number 11 on the Padres, but that was before all of the Padres trades. He moved all the way up to number 6. Victor Acosta is a shortstop, 18. Down in rookie ball. I feel like I've got this kid's Bowman draft card. I feel like I have. He's done very well so far in rookie ball. So you see how he progresses as he gets older. Victor Acosta, he grades out 55 hit, 45 power, 50 arm, 55 run, 50 fielding. So an overall 45.
Get a new internet provider now.
Average. Pretty much grading out as average. Get a new internet provider. I think we're good, right? Are we good now? Let's see, Mark. I appreciate your donation. I think we're good right now. Phillies get Trey Turner, Jacob. That would be a dream. Save that one. Save that one for like January. News about Conforto. Nothing about Conforto. Conforto will be there. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Conforto when you get out of when you get out of the trade deadline and you have a situation where teams didn't get lefty bats that were hoping to get lefty bats, and you need to, right? You still have that need. You can go try to sign Michael Conforto without having to trade pieces. So Conforto will get some interest there. Let me ask the mods and the members, how are we looking on the stream? Are we having any issues? Mods and members, when it comes to the stream quality, audio, the video, anything. I'm going to be looking for the badges on the replies here. How are we doing? U.S. veteran, thank you for the donation. Mariners lost on Drury. Sad. Adam Frazier sucks. I know Adam Frazier has not done it for you this year. Adam Frazier could still do something. We know Adam Frazier can get hot and be good, but lost out on Drury. We'll see what happens. Brady, you're good. No issues there. Cole, you've got it's all good. Again, that's why give me everything looks good on my end. If you're having trouble with audio, if you're having trouble, make sure to refresh if you're having any trouble. We're getting a lot from the mods and the members that things are looking good. So if you're having trouble, thank you, Jeff. Thank you, James. Envy, thank you. Brady, thank you. Again, just, hit the refresh. Carlos, you have a little lag. So I have to try. Let's watch and see how it goes. Paul, you're good. Michael, all good. So here's the deal. I have turned off the alert box. I will be reading your super chats. I have a feeling if anything is going on, it's because of the alert box. That's my feeling, because getting inundated. Thank you. It's a good problem to have. We're getting inundated with member alerts and notifications and super chat notifications. So that can impact the stream. So we are going to be watching that. The Mariners are acquiring catcher Curt Casali from the San Francisco Giants for Michael Streifler. That is from sources closest to the situation. That is from Robert Murray. There you go. Mariners get Curt Casali. Did somebody just recently ask me if there would be a catcher for Seattle? I feel like somebody was throwing that out there. But we have a trade. Let's move this. The big one is Drury right now. Bear with me 1 second. We'll get the latest trade up from Robert Murray. Kurt Casale is on his way. And doesn't this fit what we were talking about earlier? Doesn't this fit what we were talking about earlier? The Giants will trade little. Little trades. Nothing big. And this is another little trade. Kurt Casale's been a nice catcher for the Giants. It's a little trade. It's a nice trade. It's all good. So Kurt Casale goes to the Mariners. That's kind of what I expected the Giants to do. Deals like that. Let's see here. So there you go. You have our latest trade is Kurt Casale is on his way. Are the Phillies done, Jacob? I mean, you just got Robertson. You just got Marsh. I won't say it's done, but I will say that we'll be looking for something big to pop. Yes, buddy. Yes. Let's see here. Mariners getting Casale for Michael Streffler. Let's see. Who do we have here for the... let's see here. Who do we have? James, great seeing Giants players being traded while currently playing the Dodgers. Let's see. The player that is going in return from Seattle. Let's look him up and see who he is. I'll be honest with you. I've never heard of him. Seattle to San Francisco. The name was, again, Michael Streifler. Let's see. Michael Streifler is an outside prospect. Does not look like he is anything insane to go for. Hitman, are the Braves done? Are the Braves done? I will say that the Braves are not done. I'm not willing to say anybody's done. Now, are you saying do the Braves have another splash in them? I don't know if the Braves necessarily have I don't know if they necessarily have a splash in them at this point. But you know what? Last year, all of those trades that the Braves pulled off, those were not splashes as it was. So there you go. It's all. They don't necessarily need to make a splash to make a splash, if you get what I'm saying. Oh, man, Contreras. The question now is, with the players that are left available, what's going to happen? So let's get this out of the way. Let's think about players that we have not seen move yet. Willson Contreras. Thinking about Willson Contreras. Again, teams that I identified for him, and we have heard rumblings on a lot of these. Houston, I got to think they're out. Minnesota, with everything that they have given up for pitching, I got to think it's less likely. So I'm not going to say out. I'm going to say it's less likely for Houston and for Minnesota and the Yankees. The Mariners just made the trade for Casale. It's Tampa's trade to make, or a mystery team comes out of nowhere. Obviously, the Giants, I don't think they're going to be buying anything significant with these small selling moves. San Diego, not at this time. Mets, unlikely. So where does Contreras go at this point? Again, it's sort of Tampa's trade to make, or again, a mystery team comes out of nowhere. We've also got Ian Happ. What is going to happen with Ian Happ? Could he fit with the White Sox or the Astros? The Ian Happ deal, I think, is going to happen. I feel like with Ian Happ, the market's hot right now. The phone is hot on calls for Ian Happ because the White Sox certainly could still be in there. The Dodgers could be in there. The Astros could be in. The Rays, the Jays, the Brewers could all be in. The Phillies are out most likely with the Brandon Marsh trade. I would say that you gotta remove the Phillies from any concern. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, nothing new. So that's, to me, I feel like that's the way it is. Oh man, I would and Michael, again, let's do it. Let's go get that done. Willson Contreras to the Giants. Again, with these selling moves that they're making, it seems like they are, I don't know, maybe they could surprise. I think we're at the point now where Contreras either goes to the Rays or a surprise team. Ian Happ, I don't think it'll be a surprise. It will be one of the teams we just talked about. The White Sox, the Astros, the Jays, the Brewers. I think it'll be one of those teams. Dodgers too. Did I not say? I don't think I said the Dodgers that time around. So the Dodgers could be in there. I see a few hundred people either cycling back in or coming in over here in the last couple of seconds. Welcome into all of you. Make sure to subscribe. Stay close to the channel. I don't want you to miss anything, so subscribe and hit those alerts. Baseball fans, we do baseball all the time, year round here. We do it heavy here with the trade deadline. We do it heavy with the offseason with all the trades. So we talk trades and transactions when it's picking up, when business picks up in that department. And outside of that, we're just talking baseball. We're talking power rankings. We're talking hitter rankings, which not many people like the hitter rankings. But we've worked on that. We'll get back to that. So baseball is one of your things. I think this is a good place for you to be as we march towards 30,000 subscribers. Thank you to everybody that has subscribed. We're 1,000 subscribers in the last 24 hours. So thank you to all of the new subscribers. Love that you're here. Thank you. Let's see. Seattle pickup, backstop, Casali. Okay, nothing new there. So where does Ian Happ go is a great question. Let's go Pablo Lopez. I don't think Pablo Lopez is going to get dealt. I think it's going to cost too much. We are at 29,000, almost 29.2. So we are, shoot, I don't know. Maybe we could even get to 30,000 today. If you have not subscribed, hit that sub and let's see. Maybe there's enough of you in here where we can jump to 30K just like now. I don't know. But I don't think Pablo Lopez is going to get traded. I think that the asking price is going to be insanely high because there's 2 more years of arbitration for Pablo Lopez. Miami's rotation has not come together like it looked like it could. It looked like you were going to have just this wealth of young starting pitching, and then Rogers struggled, and Sixto gets hurt, and Cabrera gets wild, and he gets hurt. So it's Alcantara, it's Lopez. It's almost reinforced, I would think. It's almost, Michael, time for rookie rankings. It's coming. It's almost like it reinforces how important Pablo Lopez is. So you're going to have to just absolutely knock them on the floor with an offer. So we'll see where that goes. What about Nelson Cruz? Nelson Cruz getting sort of left out. Nelson Cruz feels like a last minute, I'm talking last 5 minutes of the deadline kind of move. That will get announced. I feel like Nelson Cruz will get announced, but we haven't seen anything there. Whit Merrifield, why not Whit Merrifield to the White Sox? If you wanted Brandon Drury, why not get in on the Whit Merrifield game? Whit Merrifield should not cost as much in terms of prospect capital because Whit Merrifield has money attached for years beyond. Now, sometimes that's a good thing. That's a good thing as long as it's small money. Whit Merrifield makes a good amount of money. Whit Merrifield's not in those arbitration years like Pablo Lopez and Sean Murphy and some of these other guys we've talked about. Whit Merrifield has real money attached to him, so might not cost as much. And Kansas City needs to rebuild. It's time to move on. Braves, White Sox, Mariners, anybody that was linked to Brandon Drury should, I think, be picking up the phone and seeing what's going on with Whit Merrifield. What about some of the pitchers? Fulmer and Chafin. Chafin and Mantiply are the 2 lefties that are out there. Mets, what are you doing? Maybe there's still time. Okay, there's still time. We have an hour and 10 minutes until the deadline. There's still time. But Chafin, got to think something's going to go down there. And Fulmer, the Blue Jays were linked to Fulmer. Are they still? Could they add Fulmer for not a lot? Let's see. You got a situation where you got these 2 relievers from Detroit, and there's also Gregory Soto that's been thrown out there as well. You know, what are you going to do? They have not been traded. So I'm giving you a feel for the big names that are still there. J.D. Martinez has not been traded, and with Boston kind of buying Hosmer and Pham, do they hold on to J.D. Martinez and look at that like a buy? Hulk, Yankees should get Rodon. I think it's going to take a lot to get Carlos Rodon. I don't think the Yankees want to pay any more. The Yankees are already in a great spot. The Yankees have a great 1A, 1B, and 1C situation heading into a postseason series, and that's what you can ask for. A 1D for Carlos Rodon. Listen, at some point, do we want to say it gets excessive? You probably will push back and say, hell no, what are you talking about? But if you can upgrade in an area where you actually have more of a need, then I would rather do that. I still think the Yankees, if the Yankees are going to make a splash like that for Carlos Rodon, I would almost rather them take those prospects and try to get Wilson Contreras instead if I was the Yankees. So JD Martinez, will he get dealt? Will he get traded? It would make sense to. They're not trading Bogarts. It makes sense to trade. It makes sense to trade JD Martinez. It would make sense to trade Nate Eovaldi. I don't know what Boston is doing. Boston is right now, as far as the trade deadline goes, that listen, we're going to grade everything out tomorrow. We're going to give trade deadline grades. I don't know how kind I'm going to be to the Boston Red Sox. You got to trade Nate Eovaldi. Listen, it's just not your year. And unless you do what the Braves did last year, and to this point, the Red Sox have not. Now, you maybe want to say Tommy Pham, hello, excuse me, Tommy Pham. And Eric Hosmer, I mean, okay. But they have not made the series of moves to be on the same level. They have not run the Alex Anthopoulos playbook out. And if you're not going to do that, then what are you doing? So I could see, listen, Eovaldi just pitched against the Astros, 6 1/3, 4 hits, 2 walks, 2 runs allowed, both unearned, 6 strikeouts. You gotta have a good marketplace right now for him. So I don't, Brady, you want to hold on to him, but why? I mean, really, why do you want to hold on to him? Let's have a real conversation about that. Why should the Red Sox hold on to him? The Red Sox have shown you nothing. Yes, they're 52-52. When we look at the wild card standings, Boston is 3 games out of the wild card. Great. But what have they showed you to make you think? Do you want them to get the final wild card spot and then get bounced in the postseason and then watch Nate Eovaldi and JD Martinez walk away for nothing? Or would you rather miss the playoffs, say screw it, go get some decent prospects for those 2 players, and then come back next year and make a run? I would take the latter. That's what I would want to do. Brady, you love him. Trade him and then go re-sign him. That's why I don't understand. Just there are some teams, and Boston is one of them. Just getting the final wild card spot and then getting bounced in the first round isn't good enough. I mean, it's better than not missing, but if you are clear with your fan base, look, this has not been the year we envisioned. We signed Trevor Story. That's a future plan. We're gonna get Bogey back. We're gonna extend Devers. We're gonna trade these 2 pieces for something good that's gonna help us in maybe as soon as next year. That's what we're doing, fans. I think Red Sox fans would come to agreement because Red Sox fans know, they should know, that if you end up in a series against the Yankees or the Astros, you are at a major disadvantage with your current team unless you go out and run the AA playbook, which they haven't done. So it's my whole thing about the Red Sox. Sorry, I know I'm on a rant right now. Let's see. There is some. You guys are telling me to check Heyman. We got Matt Boyd to the Mariners. Matt Boyd has not thrown a pitch yet this year. We also have Sandy Leone going to the Twins from the Guardians. So a couple minor moves happening here in the last couple of minutes. Sandy Leone going to the Twins and Matthew Boyd going to the Mariners. Again, Matthew Boyd has not thrown a single pitch for the Tigers this year, but he's working his way back and could be a nice piece for the Seattle Mariners. They're nice depth for the Mariners there. I like that. That's a good one. Let's keep talking about some of these players. We've got Sean Murphy is still out there. Sean Murphy mostly has been rumored to the Guardians. So let's see what happens there. Sean Murphy, Gold Glove catcher last year, a ton of arbitration time. Next year is going to be his first year of arbitration, so he fits with a team like the Guardians. Ramon Laureano is out there. The Phillies had been linked. Phillies are probably off the board now with the addition of Brandon Marsh, so it's kind of focused on the Brewers. So we'll see if Milwaukee can get something like that done because, again, Laureano fits into your future plans. And what are the Rangers doing? Trade Martin Perez. If they hold on to Martin Perez, the Rangers, I'm not going to give too many Fs when we're grading the trade deadline, but the Rangers will get an F for this. I don't care about the Matt Bush trade. This is your best asset when Martin Perez walks next year and goes to the Phillies or goes to the Yankees via free agency or the Mets or whoever because they're willing to pay more. I'm going to laugh my ass off at that front office. It would be a huge mistake. Trade him, then try to resign. You have not locked him up. Look at what the Rockies did with Bard. They said, we're not going to trade him. We're going to try to lock him up. They locked him up. The Rangers' excuse for not trading Martin Perez is that they want to try to just win as many games as they can. Great. If I'm a Rangers fan, listen, yes, I still want my team to win games, but if I can trade Martin Perez for somebody's number 8 and number 15 prospects, similar to kind of the deal that Quintana and Pittsburgh worked out, you see which way I'm going to go there. And Perez has been much better than Quintana. So, absolutely crazy. Let's see here. And then we've got the Giants. Jock Peterson. We'll see if Jock gets traded. He's on the IL right now with concussion symptoms after crashing into the wall, trying to rob a home run. May be tough to trade him because of that. Team may not want to take that on. May not be willing to give much up. I don't think San Francisco got a high ask on Jock and Carlos. But again, we've got word that maybe from Mark Feinsand, Carlos could be moved. I want to remind everybody to subscribe. Stay close to the channel. I am not going to end the stream. We are going to go up until probably 6:15, 6:30 or so. But what I do have to do is I have to go get the pizza for the kids. So, yep, I am going to probably take about a 5-minute break. Again, we're not shutting everything down. I'm going to put this guy up. We're going to have this up for a minute. I'm going to take about a 5-minute break. Hopefully by that point we'll have a ton of new trades to talk about. Go check out whoever else is streaming right now. I know Hum Baby Baseball is usually streaming. Tyler, I know, is doing a stream for the Mets. I don't know if Robbie is streaming. I know that Hog Watch has been doing a stream for the Padres. Go check out another stream for a little bit. And again, I'll be back in about 5 minutes after we dole out some dinner. This is fun, and it's only going to get more exciting. 1 hour to go. Let's go, everybody. I'll be back in 5. Anybody heard any news? Anything going on? It's quiet. I'll go away for 5 minutes. I expected something to happen. John Heyman tweeting, the Mets don't see a likelihood for a Contreras deal at this point. Well then, Joel, are the Phillies done? I'm not sure. I can't say anybody for sure definitively is done. There are still a ton of depth pieces that could be had. There are a ton of relief pitchers that could be had. There's still a couple starting pitchers that could be had. You start to think about what's the idea about holding on to a player, and now that we know that you can do the qualifying offer, you can attach a compensation pay, you can do all of that. There's a chance that the Cubs might do that with Wilson Contreras. Again, I think the Ian Happ market is hot. I do think the Ian Happ market is hot. But I don't think the Wilson Contreras market is. Teams that were interested in Wilson Contreras or had a fit for Contreras have kind of moved on, made other moves. Mets have made other moves. The Padres made other moves. The Mariners, other moves. Yankees, Twins, Astros, everybody that seemed like a home run fit for Contreras, they all made other moves. So it's kind of the Rays or a surprise team. And the latest tweet about this whole situation with Wilson Contreras is that last year there was a feeling, this is from Bob Nightingale, a year ago, after not getting the offers they anticipated, the Cubs mulled the possibility of keeping Chris Bryant and collecting a draft pick. Now they are faced with the same dilemma for Wilson Contreras. Trade him or keep him for a draft pick. I gotta think you can get better. Even if it's not what you want, it's better than the draft pick. Prospects that have already been developed for a few years is better than a guy that may never play above AA. You could go get players that have shown that they could go get something done. This is fascinating with the John Heyman tweet. Mets don't see a likelihood for Contreras. I mean, that's just Mets out. We're gonna pull this into view here. Are the Mets out on Contreras? It looks like maybe so, and that's interesting. Again, we're talking about it. Not sure if the Mets at this point, after all the moves that they've made, if they could get in on Wilson Contreras. That would be the big news. If Wilson Contreras does not get traded after all the months of build-up, that would be the big non-deal. I can understand if Lopez doesn't get traded. It won't be a big deal if Nelson Cruz doesn't get traded. You've got those Giants players. It would not surprise anybody. I think it would benefit, but it wouldn't surprise anybody if Jock Peterson and Carlos Rodon don't get traded. If Ian Happ doesn't get traded, listen, you trade him in the offseason. You've got another year of arbitration. So this would be the one that would be a surprise. Because again, the best the Cubs could do would be to get a draft pick. William Fulgham, they is a bunch of people lighting up at Robert Kennedy Bridge in Queens, waiting on a 6 p.m. jump. Man, I know the Giants and the what's that? Home Baby Baseball. The Giants and the Mets are the. No, I'm sorry, not the Giants. The Dodgers and the Mets. The Dodgers and the Mets are the two teams, and the Blue Jays to an extent, that had very high expectations built up by the media, and it just is not coming. It is just not coming through. It is just not happening. Just over an hour on the deadline, but there's a chance that Wilson Contreras stays with the Cubs. That's from Robert Murray. That was 20 minutes ago. And Heyman quote tweeted that Mets don't see a likelihood for a Contreras deal at this point. And how could they? There's no room. There's nowhere to put him. You would have wasted those prospects that you traded away for Vogelback, for Ruff. If you go trade, now obviously Wilson Contreras would be an upgrade over those players, but those prospects that you traded away are, forget it, right? Gone, done, adios. They were traded for essentially nothing. because you won't have room for them. They'll be bench bats. Yes, definitely strike blitz. Having a qualifying offer still attached would affect this deadline. If the Cubs would get absolutely nothing for Wilson Contreras, no chance at a trade piece, then right, they would deal him. They can still get something. Mark Feinstein tweeting out the price tag for Marlins starter Pablo Lopez is understandably high, but a source said the Dodgers might be making a final hour push for the right-hander. That is from Feinstein. Dodgers might be making a push for Pablo Lopez, which is interesting. That is an interesting situation. Why is that happening? Just not paying attention. So, could the Dodgers be making a push for Pablo Lopez? We'll see. Pablo Lopez has multiple years of control. He's in his first arbitration year. He's not a 4 arbitration player. He's a 3 arbitration year player, so he's got 2 more years of control. Doesn't become a free agent until the 2025 season. So, okay. I get that there's a good player there, but look at what it took to get Luis Castillo. I think you might have to spend more to get Pablo Lopez. Would the Dodgers do that? I don't think so. Let's see. Trevor Rosenthal traded to the Brewers. Wait, what? I wonder what Trevor Rosenthal will net back. That's an interesting trade. Have we seen Rosenthal throw a pitch this year yet? We have not. We have not seen him throw a pitch this year yet. We know he's with the Giants. He's on the IL. So that's really interesting. I mean, I can't imagine you're getting much. There's another small trade for the Giants. I've been saying small trades for the Giants, and that's what we got. Let's see. I want to make sure. Okay, good. All right. We're going to see. We're going to try turning the alert box back on, and hopefully that does not cause any problems. I think Ian Happ will get traded. I think the market's there's still a ton of teams that could be in on Ian Happ. So I do think that there's a good chance that Ian Happ gets traded. I do. Do I have a Dodgers? I do have a Dodgers logo. Is this Dodgers logo teed up and ready to go? It is. There we go. So the Dodgers may be making a push for Pablo Lopez. That doesn't really look that great. Maybe that. It's a little bit better. So let's see what they do. Can they make a splash? I still think it's crazy to think that they won't be getting a splash in this trade deadline. Mark Feinstein tweeting about that Red Sox trade. The Red Sox will be getting 2 Padres prospects along with Hosmer. Good job. I like it. It's a good job. Thank you, Paul. I see you on Twitter. Let's see here. Rosenthal traded to the Brewers. Trevor, that is. Yeah, that's a good one. Ken Rosenthal? But wait, we need him to break some more deals. So we've got 45 minutes to go. The clock is at 45 minutes. Where we stand right now is that the Dodgers, according to Mark Feinstein, could be making a push for Pablo Lopez. We've got a Contreras situation that the Mets might be out, and that might be everybody. The offers coming in for Wilson Contreras are not there. Ian Happ, I, again, believe that his market is probably strong right now, so there's probably a lot of calls. I still think a good chance that Ian Happ gets moved. We have Nelson Cruz just hanging out there. Again, my bet is that Nelson Cruz is dealt, or the deal is announced within the last 5 to 10 minutes. We'll see. Do the Royals trade Merrifield? There has not been a lot of relief pitching. There have been, right? David Robertson, Jorge Lopez. You had Pop and Bass. But you haven't heard Chafin. You haven't heard Mantiply. You haven't heard Fulmer. You haven't heard Barlow. There's been a lot of names that we haven't heard. And then as far as the starters go, Martin Perez and Noah Syndergaard. What is going to happen there? Are the Phillies out on Syndergaard after the trade for Robertson and the trade for Marsh? Are the Phillies done today? Or will they still try to get a Syndergaard deal done? Yeah, we haven't seen Fulmer. So, Hader was yesterday. I'm just thinking about today. I'm just thinking about what's going on today. I still think when we looking at teams that could still do something at this point, that maybe there is a big splash for a team. Wait, I just tried to pull up. There it is. I think, again, the White Sox have done nothing. The White Sox have done nothing to address. They have one of the worst slugging, ninth worst in slugging, at least when I pulled this a few days ago. The bullpen ERA, so they needed help in the bullpen. They needed help with players that can provide some pop, and they have not gotten it. So the White Sox are interesting. The Red Sox are walking a fine line between buying and selling. Getting a couple prospects included in that Hosmer deal might improve deadline grade that they would get from me and from others. I feel like Houston, they addressed their needs, but again, depth could still be in play. The Twins added for the bullpen, added at starting pitcher, so they've done a lot. How much more do they have? Just thinking about teams that still have work to do. The White Sox still have work to do. Some of these other teams, you could argue, maybe they have done what they need to do, so it really just depends on the right offer coming through. So I would say the White Sox still, you could say, have work to do. I think the Yankees could be good. Seattle could be good. Tampa, I think, still has some work to do. Toronto still has some work to do. Atlanta, are they really going to go through this deadline without bringing in a bullpen arm? They added the outfielder to replace Duvall. They added a starter with Odorizzi, but are they really going to go through this whole thing without adding a bullpen piece? I can't believe it, but maybe. They could still do some work. The Dodgers could still do some work. The Brewers, I think, could do some work. The Mets might be done. I still think the Mets could add for the bullpen. Go get Chafin. Go get Mantiply. What are you doing? Billy Epler. Somebody, why do I have a feeling that Sandy Alderson is holding an all-hands meeting down there at Citi Field in the front offices and has said, no phones, leave your phones outside? Why do I have a feeling that Billy Epler is stuck in a meeting with Sandy Alderson and Sandy's just holding Billy Epler hostage? Because the Mets, let's go. You were linked to David Robertson because he can get lefties out. There are 2 left-handed relievers available. Go get it done. I think Philly with their moves today, they may be done. San Diego obviously made the big move. San Francisco is doing this light sell right now. St. Louis, I think, could make an ad last minute. So it really feels like it's down to about, 6 or 7 teams that could still be really aggressive here down the stretch as we are now 40 minutes from the deadline. Matt Moore, good call, Landon. Matt Moore could be available as well. So those are the teams that could certainly still make some moves. And the question are the asking prices. Are they coming down? We're back in a lull. We've been in a lull where not a lot of news. There's not a lot of news here in terms of actual deals here for the last 20 minutes. Right? It's been quiet. How are we within an hour from the deadline and it is quiet? Noah Syndergaard. Love it. David O'Day likes on Twitter. Thank you for sending me the John Travolta tweeting at me Noah Syndergaard's tweet. Yeah, I love it. I love it. That's fantastic. Let's see here. What do we got going on? I want to see. We got Heyman. Joel Sherman tweeting the Mets have been protective of their top prospects, but word is they have talked Ronnie Mauricio in packages, something to watch with 40 minutes left. Ronnie Mauricio is somebody that I have talked about. They should be making available. I've been saying that for a while. There has been some pushback on that, and there still might be Mets fans that want to push back on that. But come on. That would be interesting. There's going to be a lot. There will be what's going to happen. What is going to happen is the last half hour could be absolutely insane. We had that run, I want to say it was around 4 o'clock, where there was not enough time to react to all of the deals that went down. So we may have another period like that coming up here in just a minute where we don't have enough time to respond. Noah Syndergaard pursuit is down to 2, the Jays and the Phillies. That is from Morosi right now, Jays and Phillies. And we're going to put it Jays and Phillies final 2. That is from Morosi. That is right now on the Noah Syndergaard situation. Down to 2 finalists, Jays and Phillies. Let's get it done. The Blue Jays and the Phillies. The Phillies, if they go and get Noah Syndergaard, that's a nice get for them because that, in my opinion, could help bolster their playoff bullpen. Because the Phillies have, similar to the Blue Jays, you've got Nola and Wheeler at the top of that rotation. Love it. Lights out. It's fantastic. And you throw Syndergaard into the middle of the rotation. That's what the Blue Jays would do with Syndergaard. They'd throw him at the 4 spot. Philly would probably put him at the 3 spot. Ranger Suarez has been a little bit better his last couple of starts, but I think that's the guy that goes to the bullpen in the postseason. That's what I think happens. I'm not talking to anybody in the Phillies management, but my feeling is you've added David Robertson. If you get Noah Syndergaard, you probably add Suarez to your bullpen in the postseason, and you build your or Syndergaard. Listen, if Ranger Suarez is 6 innings shutout baseball, 4 starts heading into the postseason, Suarez is going to stay in the rotation, and Syndergaard's going out there giving you 5 innings and giving up 3 runs a pop. Syndergaard will go to the bullpen. Either way, Philly, you improve your postseason bullpen with Noah Syndergaard. The Blue Jays, it would be a completely different scenario. The Toronto Blue Jays, if they get Noah Syndergaard, that moves Ross Stripling, in my opinion, to the bullpen, which helps. Moves Ross Stripling to the bullpen now because Syndergaard's your 4, Kikuchi is your 5 in that scenario. So and if Kikuchi struggles, then you move Kikuchi to the bullpen and you have Stripling back there at the number 5 spot in your rotation. So it helps the Blue Jays now. If the Phillies get Syndergaard, Suarez is staying in the rotation. But if the Blue Jays get Syndergaard, Stripling goes to the bullpen right away. So if the Blue Jays bullpen gets a lift now, the Phillies bullpen gets a lift in the postseason, the Blue Jays rotation for your postseason would be the top 3, Gausman, Manoah, and Barrios, and Syndergaard. I think that's how you go with the 4-man rotation in the postseason if you're the Blue Jays. And Kikuchi slides to the pen. That's what I think happens. Where is Syndergaard going, Poggers? It looks like it's going to be either Toronto or Philly. Who gets more aggressive? Here's the thing. Dombrowski does not typically go for rentals. I don't know if, James, I see what you're tweeting at me, but I don't know if I buy Pat. I don't buy it. Who is that even? Who is that a picture of? That's a picture of a celebrity. Not buying it, James. Be careful. Be careful. All that stuff is everywhere. That stuff is everywhere. The Mariners are acquiring Jake Lamb from the Dodgers. Okay, there you go. Lamb. Let's move on. So, if I had to pick between the two, based on... Listen, the Blue Jays are not going to overpay. So, if it gets to a situation where it's going to cost a lot, the Blue Jays are not going to do it. The Phillies, again, Dombrowski does not have a track record of getting rental players. So, I can't imagine he wants to overpay either. So, this is a matter of who blinks first between the Jays and the Phillies. And I'll pick the Jays. I'll pick the Jays to get Noah Syndergaard. That'll be my bet. Let's see if I can snipe another prediction. I don't have a ton of them, but I've got a few of them. Let's see if we can maybe get another one here with Syndergaard. Let's see. It now appears that the Dodgers are not in pursuit of Lopez, according to Marcus Feinsand, but at least 2 teams are trying to land the righty in the next 35 minutes. Could come down to the final minute. That is from Mark Feinsand. So the Lopez situation, Dodgers out. There are 2 other teams in. Dodgers out. We'll put a question mark. I think the Dodgers could always end up back in. So Pablo Lopez, let's see what happens. This is going to be fascinating. This is the home stretch here. This is the home stretch. What is coming? What is the next shoe to drop? Ian Happ. I'm watching Ian Happ. I'm watching Noah Syndergaard. I think those are 2 prime suspects. Name a reliever as well. Name a reliever plus Happ plus Syndergaard. I wouldn't be surprised if the Cubs end up holding Contreras. I wouldn't be surprised if the Rangers hold Perez. Cubs just take Contreras and, get the draft pick for him, which sucks. Let's see here. Kevin wants Iglesias in the trade. I don't know. That's going to really up the price. Can you get Noah Syndergaard for some pieces down the prospect pipeline? That's what I would like to see happen. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. Want to encourage everybody to subscribe if you are just finding us for the first time here with our stream, and smash that like. We have a like goal of 1,500. We are at 1,400 right now, so smash that like. We are only 100 likes away from 1,500. We are also getting close to 30,000 subscribers. We are at 29,252. So 750 subs away from 30K. If you have not subscribed yet, subscribe. Stay close to the channel. Baseball's one of your things. It's a good place to be. Orioles to acquire Brett Phillips. I actually think that's a good fit. I wanted Brett Phillips on the Blue Jays, but it looks like Brett Phillips is going to go to the Orioles. I don't think Santander is going to get moved. I kind of moved off the Santander stuff a couple weeks ago, back when the Orioles started winning, because Santander could be back next year. The Orioles might want to see what they've got. They may want to try to re-sign Trey Mancini, maybe see if they can get a big offseason acquisition. And if you do, you want Santander there because he's going to help that team. He is going to help that team. Maybe the Cardinals are one of those teams, Grant. Maybe the Cardinals want to team. Word is that there are a couple teams that are trying. The Dodgers could be out, but that a couple other teams could be in. Let's see. Let me make sure I got that right. Was that Murray or was that Feinsand who put out that piece of news? It is Feinsand. Dodgers out, but at least 2 other teams could be in on Pablo Lopez. Who could those teams be? I mean, we're looking at some of the usual suspects. Certainly the Cardinals, San Francisco. I know San Francisco's been doing some small trades out. San Francisco could get in on that. Again, part of that is the fact that you get 2 more years of control with Pablo Lopez. So you got to think about that as well. Who's looking to invest in their team for the next couple of seasons? San Francisco Giants are certainly going to be in a mode to try to win next year, and they're going to most likely be losing Carlos Rodon, so they could get ahead of that and get Lopez now. And if they do lose Rodon in the offseason, you're ahead of the 8 ball by bringing Pablo Lopez in. The Twins are out. They've spent a ton on pitching. Seattle is out, so the market is not robust for Lopez, but there's certainly the Cardinals could be there. The Giants, I think, could be there. Maybe the Blue Jays. I would be surprised about that, but maybe the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays are going to be entering a world where there's been a ton of uncertainty with Nate Pearson. Ryu might be done. The whole Kikuchi thing could blow up in their face. So you've got 3 starters that are your, go to the mattresses group of guys. And after that, you got question marks. And boy, wouldn't it be something if you had Pablo Lopez. I think it's a long shot. The Rays, possibly. Because again, you got to think if you are anybody in the American League and you are thinking we might have to match up against the Yankees or the Astros in a postseason series, so we need to have a 1A, a 1B, a 1C situation. And Toronto, I would argue, has that. Maybe not to the same degree that the Yankees have that with Cole and Cortez and now Montas, but the Rays definitely do not have that. Shane McClanahan is your 1A. And then after that, I mean, do you trust Rasmussen? He's been good. Do you trust Springs? He's been good. I don't know if they trust Yarbrough that much. At the end of the day, the Rays do not have a pitching matchup necessarily with those rotations, but you know how the Rays will just throw the bullpen out there. They'll throw the bullpen at you if they can't do it with the starters. So the Rays may pass on that, or they may view the situation, the landscape in the American League as such that they got to go do something. So we are going to see what that happens. What do we got from Ragazzo? He did break Pat Ragazzo broke the Joey Gallo news. What do we have from Pat? Based on numerous conversations I've had with Mets people in recent weeks, one possible pivot plan may call up top prospect Francisco Alvarez if they can't upgrade at the position before 6 p.m. trade deadline. Should the Cubs should the Cubs not budge off their ask? I heard that it would be Vientos. That if they were unable to make the big addition, that it would be Vientos, and that Sandy Alderson has said point blank that they would not be calling up Francisco Alvarez. I think it would be more likely to be Vientos. We'll see. Pat Ragazzo knows people, so it could be either one of them. It could be either Francisco Alvarez or it could be Vientos. You could see one of those two to see what you got with them. Let's see. We have a 27-minute countdown here to the deadline. Joe Siddle. Yup, this whole Syndergaard thing, the Blue Jays, that could be the way it goes. Ryan, thank you for the donation. Thank you for the $5 donation. I appreciate that. It looks like the move that seems to be the closest is this right here. Astros baseball. Do you think the Astros get someone like Ian Happ? I don't know. I can't rule it out. The Yankees have been talking to the Marlins. Wow. That is just coming from John Heyman, that the Yankees have been talking to the Marlins. It would be prospects if it happens. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. Could the Marlins get Jason Dominguez? Would you rather have Dominguez or Peraza? I think I would rather have Dominguez. I think there's a higher ceiling there. Could the Marlins snag Jason Dominguez for Pablo Lopez? You'd probably have to send Dominguez plus. Might not be enough. Remember what it took to get Luis Castillo. I would argue Castillo and Lopez are on the same shelf. They're in the same class of starting pitcher. So you have a situation with Lopez where maybe that's what you got to do. Maybe you have to go and you have to get into that conversation. You have to give up Dominguez. And would you do that? Would you do that if you were a Yankees fan? Would you do that if you were a Marlins fan? Again, you kind of need Lopez. The pitching has not come together like you had hoped. So again, let's put it in here. Let's make it front and center because that is some big news. That was Heyman. Wow. Let's just get that right. Heyman, Yankees talking.
The Marlins are saying they're going to buy big.
That could be a big one. Every Twitter, every notification right now. The Orioles obtained. Oh, Brett Phelps. Yeah, we knew about that, Joel. We know, Joel. New information only at this point. Joel and Jeff and Ken and John and Bob and on and on and on down the line. New information only. That's all we want right now. What we are tracking. These, I think, are the three big ones that we are tracking. The Pablo Lopez. There are a couple of teams talking. It looks like the Yankees are one of them. You've got the Noah Syndergaard situation potentially going to the Blue Jays. You've also got Ian Happ. Does that materialize? Wilson Contreras. Does something happen? Those seem to be the big pieces right now. Everything else seems to be kind of quiet or slow. Ratchet. Just cheese. The kids will only eat cheese. If they get pepperoni, they're gonna take it and throw it at me. Let's see, Anthony. We did see that. That's a big one. The Padres send Max Ferguson and Corey Rozier in that Red Sox deal along with Eric Hosmer. So there you go. All right then. The number 11 and the number 26 prospect to take on Eric Hosmer's contract. So the Red Sox having a fascinating trade deadline. Make sure to subscribe, everybody, if you're just finding us for the first time, and hit that like. Stay close to the channel. Baseball content all year long. It's what we do here. What time is the deadline? It's 6 o'clock. It's 23 minutes away. This is it. Marlins won. MLB ready. See ya, Peraza. I just feel like there's a higher upside. Does anybody else feel the same way? I feel like there's a higher upside, and I would rather have the upside with Jason Dominguez. That's just my feel. Let's see here. This would be a trade rocking move. Oswald Peraza. Let's look at Peraza's grades. Peraza, overall 55, hit 55, power 50, run 60, arm 60, field 60. Those are his scouting grades. That's not where he is now. That's the potential. And most of the time with stuff like that, the run, the arm, the fielding, it's all kind of already there at those grades. It's the hit, it's the power that may still need to be developed. So you could be looking at a situation where Peraza's, 50 out of 55 and 45 out of 50 on those scales. This year at AAA, Peraza has 14 home runs, a 771 OPS at AAA. Yeah, kind of underwhelming. Jason Dominguez, he's got an overall 55, but he's got the hit tool of 55, the power of 60. He's not as good of a fielder, but he's an outfielder. You can get by with that. You can get by with a 55 arm and a 55 fielding. I'll take the higher hit grade and the higher power grade from Dominguez, especially because he's 19. I know he's not MLB ready, and maybe Miami wants MLB ready, but Dominguez just feels like he would be better. If I had to pick the prospect, if I'm Miami, I'd rather take Jason Dominguez. Dominguez is at A-ball right now. I think I would rather have Dominguez. Miami's system right now as it stands, Khalil Watson is a shortstop that is still a couple years away. He's 19 years old. He's playing down in Jupiter, Florida. He's at A-ball, so they're still a ways away from seeing him up there. And there's really no one else that's close that can play shortstop. Jordan Groshans can play shortstop. He's a new Miami Marlin. Tigers move a reliever. They should. They really should. This is where those teams that had astronomically high asking prices.
Tigers move a reliever. Fulmer FA23, Chapin FA24.
I think they should. This is where those teams that are going to hold on and have the asking prices astronomically high could end up looking like fools. The Tigers have to trade. The Tigers, I think, have to trade Fulmer, again, because he will be a free agent. And Chafin, they may have a high ask, but I also got to think that the returns are looking good. Maybe it's too late. I know, Al Avila. Eric, Tigers fans are not happy with your general manager. This may only add more fuel to that fire. Let's see what happens. What we're watching is Lopez, Syndergaard, Happ, Contreras. I think those are the realistic four. Those are the big four that we are watching. Joel Sherman tweeting, Yankees have had fear about how Severino returns. If Taillon and Cortez run out of gas as innings pitch build, Lopez was one reason they got other work done yesterday to pursue something like this. Plus, lots of people in Marlin org who worked in New York for years know about the prospects firsthand. So there seems to be something looming here, something building. Yep, we are at the 19-minute mark. 19 minutes to go. Dominguez needs a diet, LOL. He's supposed to be a center fielder, and he's a chunky boy. He can get through that. If he's got a weight issue, he can get through that. We are at the final 19 minutes. What are we going to hear? Or will this just be a quiet stroll to 6 o'clock? I don't think it will be. I think something big's going to happen. Rodon, I would be surprised if the Giants move him. I know that you've got the Cardinals could be in play. You got to think right now these GMs are on the phones, going back and forth. It's going to be an interesting finish. No matter what, if there are no moves, it will be interesting that the Cardinals did not go out and get a pitcher, that the Rangers did not go out and trade Martin Perez. I think it would be a huge mistake for the Rangers to not trade Perez. I think it's a mistake that the Rangers didn't take a shot on Gallo. Why not? Gallo's still young. Simply Fog, what's going on? Contreras and Happ staying in Chicago. Fingers crossed. Cubs fans, I know. Cubs fans, you are crossing those fingers, hoping that you will still have your boys there at home. And maybe you will. Maybe you will. This is going to be something. This is going to be an interesting roll to the finish. I'm looking forward to it. Let's see what happens. 19 minutes to go. What is going on? What are we going to see?
Contreras and Happ stay in Chicago.
Again, they very well may. I just hit the like for the very first time in my own stream. There we go. I've hit the like. Make sure to hit the like, everybody. If you have not hit the like yet, do so now. Thank you for getting us over 29,000 subscribers. I really do appreciate that. Make sure to subscribe. Stay close with us, everybody. We're at 29.2. Yesterday morning, I woke up and we were at 27.8. So everybody that has found us with the trade deadline, thank you. I'm glad that you have subscribed. Stay close. Browse the channel. Take a look at everything we do. Michael Fulmer is being traded. He is going to the Twins. Twins are out here winning this deadline. That is the word from Heyman. Michael Fulmer is going to the Twins. So we had Mahle to the Twins. And now we can add the Tigers reliever going to the Twins. So let's add it. Let's grab it. Here it is. We have a relief pitcher. I got to think this is going to open up the floodgates. Who'd that come from? That just came, I think that came from Heyman. I love how Heyman gets news and he's like so anxious to do it. He just goes, Fulmer to the Twins. He did this with a couple others. As well, where he just quickly, because he wants to get there before anybody else. So we have Fulmer going to the Twins. That is breaking right now. One of the arms, one of the best relievers available. It's going to be interesting to see what the return is. But the Twins grabbing some arms today. The Twins grabbing Tyler Mahle. The Twins grabbing Fulmer right now. They grabbed Jorge Lopez from the Orioles earlier. So a great job by the Twins. They are going to try to pitch their way through this thing. Adding the arms. That was one of the things I looked at them even before the season started. I'm like, this Twins team needs more pitching, and they're getting it right now. They've done it today. Good job. Good job by the Twins. All the while, rivals in the Central, the White Sox and the Guardians, are sitting there with their thumbs up their asses, doing absolutely nothing. Still time for that to change, but come on. That is pathetic. When you're looking at a situation where you're Cleveland and you're one game back, and you're Chicago and you had all those hopes, and you're still only 3 games back, and you're doing nothing. Chicago needs bullpen help. They need some pop. Cleveland could use a couple of pieces. Now, I understand Cleveland's not going to buy big. They're not going to go get a lot, but come on. It's just disappointing. More so for the White Sox. More so for the White Sox and what they're doing. Do I think the Cardinals get Lopez? I think it's a long shot. I think it's a long shot for anybody to get him. The Cardinals balked, rightfully so, at unloading the prospects that they did. So I think that they are unlikely to dump a high prospect package for Lopez. I think the Yankees might. We got Fulmer to the Twins. That is our first deal here in the home stretch. We've got 15 minutes to go. What else do we get? Let's see here. What else could we see go on? This is going to be a fun 14 minutes. I wonder if I've still got, let's see. Phillies need Thor. That's got to happen. You got to think that the Phillies have a move in them. The Blue Jays and the Phillies are trying for Thor. My pick is still the Blue Jays. Thank you to all of the new subscribers today. I really do appreciate it. There have been so many that have come in. I've had a tough time keeping up, giving shout-outs to everybody. But Silly Z, thank you for subbing. D-Drums, Sam Smith, Kiefer Naismith, Tyler, 21, AJ, The Monster, 12. Thank you all for subscribing here in the last couple of minutes. Anthony, I see your super chat coming in. Thanks for keeping us entertained. Buy yourself a Diet Mountain Dew. Thank you. I could buy a couple Diet Mountain Dews with that. I appreciate that. Thank you. Doing my best. Yes, this is fun. I do enjoy this. I do enjoy doing this kind of stuff. This is fun. I am looking for... Nope, that's not it. So let's see. What are we going to have?
Thanks for keeping us entertained. Buy yourself a Diet Mountain Dew.
Appreciate that. Thank you for that. Yeah, what are we going to have happen? This is going to be something interesting. Again, thank you to everyone subscribing. Thank you to everybody hitting the like. We blew past the like goals. I just stopped giving like goals, but definitely keep hitting the like if you haven't yet. Hit that like for us. It is a great way to show your support for the channel here. I don't like that. Let's do... No, that's not going to do it. Is this it? There's... Oh, there it is. Is that it? No, that's not it. Oh, man, I can't find it. We had our... That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Yeah, I don't see it. Is this it? Sorry, guys. No, that's not it. That's not it. No, that's definitely not it. Let's see what happens. We are getting close to the moment. William, what are you telling me here? Don't tell me. Phillies close on Syndergaard. That is the word. Phillies are close on Syndergaard. So let's wait and see what happens. We have the Fulmer deal. We have the Phillies close on Syndergaard. That is the word. Phillies close. So let's update that. The Blue Jays just not willing to really get their hands dirty in this one. Phillies close on Syndergaard. That coming from Rosenthal, not Morosi. So, Phillies close. Let's see if they can get that deal done. We've got 10 minutes to go. Let's see if they can get that deal done. Also, let's do... Oh, where did it just go? No, that's not it. Was this it? Maybe this is it. Let's get a little bit of dramatic music going here as we get to the final 10 minutes. Thank you to everybody that has been here. Thank you to all of the subscribers. Thank you to everyone. This is going to be a final 10-minute run to the deadline. Let's see what happens. I gotta turn that down. That is not super loud for you guys, but that is super loud for me. Whew, that's much better. Let's see what happens. Raul, thank you for the super chat. What WTF are the Jays doing? Well, that's interesting. Word was that the Blue Jays were frustrated in the clubhouse by the lack of moves. Was the Jordan Groshans for those two bullpen arms enough? We are at the final 10 minutes. Does AA make any more moves? That's a great question. Don't know. Don't know if there's any more moves for him to make. Let's see here. Let's check and double check this. Syndergaard seems to be the close one right now. We know the Yankees are talking to Pablo Lopez. Phillies close to acquiring Syndergaard. The Blue Jays are acquiring right-hander Michael Voit from the LA Dodgers for minor league pitchers. Mitchell Voit to the Toronto Blue Jays for some minor league players. Dodgers trading players away. What is this? I mean, I know they haven't been big players, but still, you're looking at a situation where they're just like, yeah, we didn't get Soto, screw it. Mitchell White this year has started 10 games, could mix into that rotation. Mitchell White could fit into that rotation for the Blue Jays. 27 years old, right-handed pitcher from the LA Dodgers. Looks like he is going to the Blue Jays. That tells me that the Blue Jays are probably out on Syndergaard. If they're trading for Mitchell White from the Dodgers fans, tell me about him. Tell me about Mitchell White. Is he something that we should be looking forward to, be happy about as a Blue Jay fan? Mitchell White was a second-round pick back in 2016 out of Santa Clara University. Again, he has pitched in 38 games, started 14 games, and has a career 3.58 ERA, 1.20 whip, and a 3.87 FIP. All right. Okay, well, we'll dissect that later because we are now 8 minutes away. Passan has something. Let's see, what does Passan have? We've got Noah Syndergaard to the Phillies. Jeff Passan, the Philadelphia Phillies are finalizing a deal to acquire right-hander Noah Syndergaard. So that's it. The Blue Jays are done. Their trade deadline is over. Passan with the word Phillies win Thor. We'll put it that way. Phillies win the Thor the Thor stakes. No, that doesn't work. Wow. Again, that will help the Phillies. That will help their bullpen. That will help this team moving forward. When you get to if the Phillies get into the postseason, which they'll be making a run for one of those wild card spots, you're going to have a situation with Syndergaard to where, and this was a pick. Hey, Jim got another one. I got Soto. I got Thor. I think I got a couple more. I think I got Mahle. What else did I have? I got a couple of these. This was my pick. You can go back and I love the idea of Thor pitching against the Mets in down the stretch. I love the idea of that, how that could work out. And there it goes. He's going to the Phillies. When you get to the postseason, certainly you'll put your best starters out there, but this potentially could help the Phillies and their bullpen, their postseason bullpen, because you can go out there and you can put Ranger Suarez in the bullpen. Or if Suarez is pitching lights out, Thor goes to the bullpen. The Phillies did not need to go get a 1 or a 2 because they've got Nola and Wheeler. Syndergaard fits in just fine. Syndergaard fits in just fine there. The Cardinals are getting a pitcher, ladies and gentlemen. The Cardinals are getting, let's fire some music back up. The Cardinals are getting Jordan Montgomery. Oh boy. Jordan Montgomery. Adios. There you go. You got a pitcher. Cardinals fans, I don't know how excited you're going to be about that, but you're getting your pitcher. It's not Pablo Lopez. Twitter needs to refresh. Come on, Twitter. Jordan Montgomery. Oh, no, that is not the trade. No. Oh, no. No, I think the Yankees just won another trade. Oh, man. It's Harrison Bader to the Yankees. Don't do that. Cardinals, what are you doing? Oh, no. Cardinals fans, you're going to have to convince me of this one. Harrison Bader is going to the Yankees. I am not happy about that. And it is Jordan Montgomery going to the Cardinals. Oh, man. Frank, thank you for the donation. I don't think Rodon's going anywhere. Yankees, the Pablo Lopez talks aren't resulting in a deal. So Pablo Lopez is going to be staying in Miami. The Mets and Cubs. Let's see. The Mets are getting Michael Givens. So they don't get David Robertson. Maybe we could still have a deal announced for Chafin. But the Mets are going to get another reliever, Michael Givens. So that will help. Jordan Montgomery for Harrison Bader. The Yankees won another one. Wow. The Yankees just keep on winning. On the field, in the front office. Damn, it's got to feel good to be a Yankee right now. Oh, man. Cardinals get Jordan Montgomery. Chris, I don't like it. I don't like the deal for you guys. I don't have a graphic for it. We'll just put the trade deadline live countdown thing up. I don't have a graphic for it. I don't like it for you guys. Yankees going for Rodon. Let's see what happens. I don't know. We know the Mets are getting Michael Givens. 3 minutes to go. We have 3 minutes to go. We have some breaking news right now. We have Jordan Montgomery for Harrison Bader rocking the landscape here as we get into the final couple of minutes. We have the Mets getting a relief pitcher, Michael Givens, and we have Thor going to the Phillies, going back into that National League East and going to Philadelphia. That is going to be interesting. Frank called it last night. Montgomery is gone. He is gone. Interesting move. And Bader, there's your upgrade. Bader, Gold Glove. Bader's great. Bader is absolutely fantastic. That is amazing. Yankees talking about a number of starting pitchers with other teams. Bader goes to the Yankees, upgrading at center field. All right, so let's go. Mets acquire Givens. We got 2 minutes left. Now, just because we hit 6 o'clock does not mean things are over. Does not mean it's done. Just because we hit 6 o'clock doesn't mean it's done. Look at the thumbnail. The thumbnail has aged nicely because only one of them have been traded. So if you're out there looking around for some trade deadline content, you're like, ooh, this must be relevant because it's got Happ, it's got Contreras, it's got JD Martinez, and they still haven't been traded. Mahle was traded, but there we go. So we are heading down to the final minutes. What are we watching? Is anything going to happen with Wilson Contreras? Is anything going to happen with Ian Happ? It doesn't. I mean, we're minutes. Big deals can still be announced. Wow, that Bader thing is insane. Yes, it's the Phillies getting Noah Syndergaard is a big one. Phillies win Thor. That's the word from Jeff Passan. We have not seen Nelson Cruz get dealt. We have not seen Whit Merrifield get dealt. We have not seen Andrew Chafin go or Mantiply from Arizona. We'll run this one more time. A little dramatic music to get us through to the end here. JD Martinez is still with Boston. This is right now. We have a minute to go. We can still obviously see deals announced after the deadline because they were made official before the deadline. They just didn't get out. Let's see. What does Ben Nicholson-Smith put out there? Pablo Lopez remaining with the Marlins. Mitch White. Blue Jays acquire Mitch White. Right. Blue Jays fans are not going to be happy. Blue Jays fans are not going to be happy. Mets fans, you should be happy with the volume of players that you got. Is that it? We are at 6 o'clock. It is 6 o'clock in the East. Pencils down. The deadline is upon us. So now we wait to see. What comes in late. What comes in after the deadline. Who made a deal 5 minutes ago, but we don't, and got the paperwork in. Who made a deal at the last second? This happens. It happens. We're going to stay here for a little bit longer because we want to see what else. James Castro, I know, damn, Yankees just took a big W. Just dropped a W. Dropped a dub on this trade deadline. Wow. Will we see anything with the big names that had been rumored? The Royals have traded Whit Merrifield. Whit Merrifield has been traded, but we don't know to whom. So Whit Merrifield is traded. So we have to wait to see where he's going. We don't know where Whit Merrifield is going yet, but we know he's going. Let's put it in here, and that is from Mark Feinsand. Sort of the Tommy Pham situation. Traded to a team to be named later. We don't know who yet. We're going to wait to see with the situation with where is Whit Merrifield going. The Phillies are sending Mickey Moniak, a minor league outfielder, Jadel Sanchez for Noah Syndergaard. Really? Really? The Toronto Blue Jays could not top that garbage heap of a trade offer? Mickey Moniak is a bust. Send him Otto Lopez. Otto Lopez is never going to play for this damn team. You're holding on to Otto Lopez for no damn reason. You could have updated. Yo, we are going to grade the trade deadline tomorrow. And I get it's cute that the Blue Jays went out there and got 2 good relievers. That's all well and good. But damn, you see what Robertson went for, what Syndergaard goes for. Whoa! No! Oh no! Oh, shut up! Shut up, Jim! Shut your mouth! Whit Merrifield is going to the Blue Jays. Shut up! Holy shit! There you go. I'm just gonna go shut my mouth now. Whit Merrifield is headed to the Toronto Blue Jays. I'm sitting here ripping my team for not doing anything substantial outside of a couple of nice relievers, not taking a chance. Whit Merrifield. Okay, okay, here we go. This is the process, right? This is the process. What did the Jays give up? What did the Jays have to give up for Whit Merrifield? I hope it's not much. If I see Kevin Biggio going to Kansas City for Whit Merrifield, I'm not going to be happy. The Toronto Blue Jays needed a lefty bat. Let's go get Whit Merrifield. Screw it. Let's do it. Otto Lopez, please. I don't want Otto Lopez. I am sick of pulling up the Blue Jays top prospects and seeing Otto Lopez there. It feels like the biggest fool's gold there is. Now, Whit Merrifield was not vaccinated, so he has to get the shot. You got to get the shot if you are Whit Merrifield now. Oh boy, that would be the ultimate trade for a player. And he's like, yeah, but I don't want to get vaccinated. That would be a problem. Let's see. Is this one? What is this? Does this work? Yeah, this works. Wow. Did Chafin go? That's what we're looking at now. We're getting all of the last minute deals in right now. The deals that all got finalized. It is Whit Merrifield to the Blue Jays as the last minute deal. I'm cool with that. I like Whit Merrifield. I think he's a good baseball player. I know he's had a down year for much of this year, but I think there's some good to be had there for Whit Merrifield. You can play infield, you can play outfield, so the versatility, all there. Love it. Good job by the Blue Jays. I changed my mind. I was about to give the Blue Jays an F on this deadline. I know they added the relievers, so I couldn't go to an F. But from the irrational fan perspective, I was like, F the Blue Jays. But this Whit Merrifield thing may have just changed everything, as long as, Gabriel Moreno is not on his way. Whit Merrifield's going to have to get vaccinated. He decided himself he didn't want to get vaccinated. He's going to have to go to a team full of vaccinated players. Hope you get along, man. Hope everything works out there. We are 5 minutes past the deadline. Since the deadline passed, the big news is Whit Merrifield traded to the Toronto Blue Jays for Samad Taylor and Max Castillo. Oh, man, not Max. Not Max. That's interesting. That's interesting. The Max Castillo piece, because Max Castillo you could see a important role for him on the mound down the road this season, and they're sending him off for Whit Merrifield. Is that going to be our one big trade that we hear about after the deadline? We're still waiting. The Cubs fans rejoice. Cubs fans rejoice and celebrate. They stay. If you're happy about that, congratulations. Contreras stays. And it's not just Contreras that is going to stay. It is Ian Happ that is going to stay. Now, that's fun. That's great. The Happ thing I can understand because Happ, you have another year. You'll have Happ next year. But Contreras, I guess you're just going to have the pick. I guess you're just going to get a draft pick for Wilson Contreras. Maybe they could re-sign him. I don't know. Are the Cubs going to be in a go for it, a championship mode next year? I don't know. I don't know. I think I would rather trade him. But Contreras stays. Happ stays. Lopez stays. Nelson Cruz stays. Carlos Rodon and Jock Peterson stay. What else do we have from Rosenthal? I see a lot of you telling me to check Rosenthal. Matt Moore staying with the Rangers. Contreras stays. Rodon, Jock Peterson stay. Wow. What a run here. Do you see the Yankees having a late deal? No, it's not happening. Frank, thank you for your donation. Thank you for the super chat. There is no deal for Lopez. Lopez is staying. Both Lopez and Rodon, it has been announced that they are staying. That they are going to be staying with their clubs. What a run to the end. Wow. What is this one? Is this good? No, we're going to fall asleep listening to this. And this. And what about this? No, that's too much. Oof. Well, we can work with that. We just got to turn it down a little bit. Actually, it already is turned down pretty well. Phillies won the deadline. Truman. We're going to have to go through that. I'm going to have to pull up my notes. We're going to have to go through all of this. Who won the deadline? But I do think the Phillies did a good job. Again, looking like Phillies weren't going to do anything, right? A lot of Phillies fans were out there. What are we doing here? Where's our GM? Why aren't we doing anything? And then very active today. Faint Tomcat Dodgers trade so far. They just traded some pieces away, right? Mitch White goes to the Blue Jays. Let's see. Mitch White. The Blue Jays got Mitch White and Alex DeJesus for Nick Frasso and Moises Brito. I'm going to have to go back and look at those. Mitch White and Alex DeJesus. The Alex DeJesus piece is sort of new. We did not know that he would be a part of the deal. So the Dodgers are sending Mitch White, Alex DeJesus. I'm not sure if where you put the emphasis there. Was the Dodgers' number 19 prospect, according to their pipeline. The Toronto Blue Jays for what they are sending away. Nick Frasso was the Blue Jays number. He was down a little bit. Has he already been moved off? I feel like I've seen him in their top 30, but maybe he's moved off. Samad Taylor is moved. He was the Blue Jays number 16 prospect. According to Adrian Gallardo, apparently the return for Pablo Lopez possibly is going to include Gleyber Torres, but it's not. It does not look like that's happening. Oh, the Atlanta Braves are requiring. There you go. Here come the Braves. Here come the Braves, everybody. Raisel Iglesias is going to the Braves. Wow. For Jesse Chavez and Tucker Davidson. Wait, what? Again, you look at these bullpen arms and you see what they go for, and you're like, seriously? My team couldn't? Wow. The Braves go out at the end. One of the final deals over the line is Raisel Iglesias to the Braves. Two of the top closers in baseball traded at the last second. Or not at the last second, but here during the deadline. Hader yesterday and now Raisel Iglesias right now. And quite frankly, that's not a lot. Now, the thing about Iglesias is that he's got a pretty hefty contract, $16 million a year for the next couple of years, but you're still in a situation where you're getting a really good pitcher, and you pair him up with Kenley Jansen and those other pieces in the bullpen. That's a big time move there by the Atlanta Braves. Good job by the Braves. Just sort of felt like something could be looming for the Braves to that degree. Wow. Let's do this real quick, and let's get just a quick Iglesias in here. Again, not to the Padres. Iglesias to the Braves. That's all over the place. That's everybody at this point. Everybody has repeated that. Iglesias to the Braves. What a good job by AA again. Another move. I felt like this would be something that the Braves would do. They would go out and get a strong bullpen piece. I felt like they would be players for David Robertson, but they end up going out and getting, I think, an even better situation with Iglesias. Now, what's interesting is the money attached to Iglesias. It feels like a kind of a surprising move for him to go out and acquire a pitcher with this much money attached to him. That's the only thing about that. We're going to let the music die down. We'll get back with the alert box and let you guys with the super chats and everything come in. Frank, what do you see the Yanks doing for starters since Montgomery is gone? Well, the Yankees have the luxury of having some depth, some more starters that they can throw out there. So even with Montgomery gone, think about it. They just added Frankie Montas. So Frankie Montas kind of slides into that spot in the rotation for the New York Yankees. Man, Harrison Bader to the Yankees. Just stop it. Get out. I just can't. Why would the Cardinals do this? Why would the Cardinals do this? I think that is a loss. I don't believe in Jordan Montgomery that much. I just don't. I think that is a loss. I know they needed pitching. I know the Cardinals needed pitching, but damn, I don't know about that. I don't know if that was the move. And giving up Bader? Wow. Again, it's Samad Taylor and Max Taylor for Whit Merrifield as he goes to the Blue Jays last minute. Tucker Davidson and Jesse Chavez to the Angels for Raisel Iglesias. You might as well everybody get ready for all of the Ohtani trade rumors this winter, because the Angels traded away some important pieces. Traded away some important pieces that could have helped them win next year. They're gone. Merrifield to the Jays. Matt, we did see that. That's a big one. We love that. Man, what a situation. What a run to the finish here. Kyle, Jeff Blair is all over the front office. He said they want to... Wait. Jeff Blair, all over the front office. He said they waited too long to make a move. I have a feeling that there's maybe there was a mistake. I think the Blue Jays were trying to be cautious and move slow and not find themselves in a position where they're overpaying. For better or worse. Go out and get Conforto. The Toronto Blue Jays can fall back on Conforto. Strike Blitz, get your mods working overtime today. Yes, you guys are doing a good job. Thank you, mods. Depressed Angels fan here. Matt, I would be depressed too. There is nothing that the Angels do that gives you any hope at this point. You got to hold on to Iglesias because don't you want to show Ohtani that you can win next year? Now you got to go out and get it. I'm disappointed in the Angels. Good. They needed a trade Syndergaard. I don't understand that Iglesias situation. Let's see.
Angels fan, crying face.
CJ, you feel like Jordan Montgomery is a stud. I don't know if Jordan Montgomery is a stud. Quietly, you feel like he is a stud. I don't know. Jordan Montgomery. I think I would rather have Harrison Bader. Jordan Montgomery has a career ERA of 3.94 over 500 innings of major league action. His ERA is 4. I don't care about the wins and losses. The K rate is what it is. It's a career 8.6
Ross better
Ks
have
per
something up
9.
his sleeve off season.
The FIP is always in the high 3s. I think I'm sorry, Cardinals fans. I think the Yankees got one over on you here. Unless Harrison Bader secretly sucks. And I don't think he does. I think the Yankees got one over on you here. How many second basemen do the Jays need? Well, Terry, here's the beauty. Whit Merrifield can play the outfield. And with the Springer situation right now, you will have Whit Merrifield in your outfield. So there you go. That's what happens. Whit Merrifield slides into the outfield, and the Blue Jays don't get a lefty bat. They do not improve the rotation. They help the bullpen. Listen, if I'm grading this out, even with the Whit, I think this Blue Jays trade deadline gets like a C+ from me. Maybe a B-. It was not a great trade deadline for the Jays. Bader is injured right now. Yeah, key word being right now. This is a good piece that helps the Yankees moving forward. Bader will be back. Bader will be fine. And Bader will be good, really good for the Yankees. Yup, James, he just signed a contract with the Angels. They're dumping him. They don't, yeah, there's Ohtani's as good as gone. Frank, Yankees must believe in Herman. There you go. Herman, there you go. You think they have a trade
Yankees
late
must
for
believe in German, but I think they have a late trade here for Chafin.
Chafin, we'll see. Reds acquire Austin Romine from the Cardinals. Nothing new. Still could have something new come down. But, man, come on. Yankees reportedly trading Jordan Montgomery to the Cardinals for Harrison Bader. Yankees began today leading the majors in defensive runs saved, and they add Bader to the mix. I think it's a great trade for the Yankees. I understand that Jordan Montgomery fills a need for the Cardinals. I mean, they just got Quintana, so they add Quintana and Montgomery. Okay. I just don't like that you gave up Bader. Bader has just entered those prime age years, those peak age years. You saw what he did last year. He'll do that again, maybe even better for the next 3 or 4 years. And Montgomery's not going to, it's just, Bader's the better player, hands down. And I don't like that trade for you guys at all. I think it would be better if you had Bader and just didn't have Montgomery and you have Quintana. I would like you to still have Bader.
How many years of control on Bader?
Good question on that. The Bader situation, I know he's still in his arbitration years. I do know that. Let's see. Or no, wait. No, he signed an extension. Hold on. Let me pull it up here. Harrison Bader, I believe they bought some of those arbitration years. $4.7 million this year, $4.7 million next year. Arbitration bypass. The Cardinals bypassed arbitration years, so they've got this year and next year with Harrison Bader. To compare Jordan Montgomery in his current situation, didn't work. Jordan Montgomery's contract situation is next year is his final year of arbitration. He will be available via free agency after next year. So both players available after next year via free agency. I think I'd rather have Bader. I mean, with that, knowing that is equal, the time that you have control of the player is equal, I think I would rather have Bader. Plus, Bader costs less. Jordan Montgomery, $6 million this year. You have to think that number is going to rise next year, probably to somewhere in the neighborhood of $9 million. And Harrison Bader is locked in at, what was that, 4.7? So
Possible late trade for
half the
Pablo
money.
Lopez. Conversations were happening before the deadline.
Possible late trade for Lopez. So, Frank, it's probably not going to happen. Frank, thank you for the donation. Thank you for the super chat. I would say that very soon we are going to get to a point where we won't hear about any more trades. Very soon. Iglesias, we heard about Iglesias late. We heard about Whit Merrifield late. Not too late on Whit Merrifield. Whit Merrifield was about 5 minutes after the deadline. We heard about that. We've got a Romine trade. Murphy, they didn't need to. At the end of the day, let's be honest, they didn't need to because they have control over those players. They can always trade them during the offseason. Rangers hold on to Martin Perez. I think that's a mistake. Man. Cardinals acquire Austin Allen from the A's. Another deadline deal coming through here late in the deadline. Man. So, yes, somebody just mentioned Gallo. So the big get for the Dodgers this trade deadline was Joey Gallo. The big get for the Mets this trade deadline was Darren Ruff. The big get for the Blue Jays is Whit Merrifield. Okay. Some of the teams that you expected bigger things for. The big get for the Cardinals is Jordan Montgomery. Big get for the Mets was Vogelback. You're thinking actual physical size there. Yes, I thought that too, but I just didn't say it. Adam, I'm with you. I think the trade there if I'm grading that Cardinals and that Yankees trade, I am giving the Yankees an A. When's Bader back? That's I guess, okay, let's consider that. When is Bader back? Harrison Bader is on the IL right now. Let's see. On Friday, there was an update that he will be in a boot for another 1 to 2 weeks. There is no clarity on the exact timeline for his return. He'll be there for the postseason. He'll be there for the postseason, the build up to the postseason. But it's going to be a little bit till you see him. But still, he's going to be there next year. That's going to be a major impact. Jordan Montgomery, again. So because Bader's injured, maybe we knock it down to an A-.
Can I go and play some ball for a little bit?
I'll be up in a couple minutes,
I'll
bud.
be right in the backyard.
Okay, you can do it. Okay. And then with the Cardinals, with Jordan Montgomery, listen, it fills the need, so I'm not going to totally kill it. I'm going to give it because you gave up Bader, I don't know, I'm thinking B-, C+. I just don't like it. Zach, as a Brewers fan, I don't know if Hader or Bader surprises me.
As a Brewers fan, I'd give Hader or Bader surprise me.
No J.D. Martinez getting dealt. He stays in Boston. Rangers hold on to Martin Perez. So we're now getting word on the deals that did not happen. We're hearing about the players that will not be traded. I have not heard anything on Chafin. It has not been announced that he's not traded, so you could still see Chafin. How in the world do the Mets not trade for Andrew Chafin? Right? Some of these teams that had... Now, Chafin had another year. So, all right, Tigers, you think you're going to repackage this thing and come back strong next year? You want Chafin to be a part of it? All right, I'll buy that. I'll understand that. Qualifying offer candidates this winter now include Wilson Contreras, J.D. Martinez, Carlos Rodon. As they are not getting traded. Rangers make a mistake not trading Martin Perez. Well, at least I got a little bit of a surprise there with Merrifield. Do you think the Yanks were done at
Do you think
Bader or
Yanks were
possible
done at
late
Bader
trade?
or possible late trade?
Yeah, they're done. They're done, Frank. Frank, thank you for the donation. Thank you for all of your support. A ton of super chats from you, Frank. I do appreciate that. Yeah, I do believe they're done.
Thoughts on the Braves trades?
I think the Braves did another good job. I really do. For grading this trade deadline for the Braves, you go and add this to your bullpen. They get Grossman. I like Grossman. I mean, the Braves are probably looking at an A grade for this deadline. They did not give up much for Iglesias. They got Odorizzi. They gave up Will Smith, who wasn't giving them anything that they valued. They didn't give up much for Grossman. I think that, we got to look at the entire landscape, because what is an A for the Yankees? If we set the bar, the team that is doing that did the absolute best, did the Braves do the absolute best or up there with the absolute best? But I do think the Braves did a good job. Twins did a very good job as well. Twins, I think, get an A. Like I said, I'm going to have to go back and look at this whole thing all over again. But to a degree, some teams that didn't sell might take some hits. Listen, I get it. It'll be fun to have Wilson Contreras back there, Cubs fans, but he's going to leave. Red Sox. Sure, it'll be fun to see JD Martinez, but he's going to leave. That's the only thing. I think the Toronto Blue Jays traded Jeremy Beasley to the Pirates for cash considerations. I think the Blue Jays, there was more to be done for the Toronto Blue Jays. Where's the lefty? Ian Happ's price tag was probably too high, and if it was too high, I get it. Don't trade for Ian Happ if it's a high price tag. Colin really wishes the Astros could have gotten a center fielder. Let's see. What they've got right now. What do you have right now in Houston for center field? You've got that Myers and McCormick.
I really wish the Astros could have gotten a CF.
You've got that Myers and McCormick situation out there in center field, and those are two young players. You'll just roll with it. I guess that situation. Fangraphs is probably getting inundated. I'm having a tough time getting that to load right now. Matthew, thank you for the donation. Let's see. I'm going to let that read. I'm going to let that read out. Get some cash from the Pirates for Beasley. All right. I do think that the Blue Jays, I would have liked to have seen Syndergaard, especially when we see what Syndergaard cost. I would have liked to see the Blue Jays get Noah Syndergaard.
Underwhelming for Mets? Yes, is it low Mets? No, they upgraded DH, got depth, and Givens is really good. They're still contenders, and Jake is back.
I'm not sure how you worded that, but my take on underwhelming for the Mets. The upgraded DH, got depth, and Givens is really good. They're still contenders, and Jake is back. I think that the issue with the Mets is that there was a really high expectation level. JD Martinez, Wilson Contreras, David Robertson, Trey Mancini. There was a very high expectation level, and you didn't get that. You did get some nice pieces. I think Mets fans are going to like Darren Ruff. Darren Ruff is a dude. Darren Ruff is a gamer. You can put him in the outfield. You could put him at first base. Darren Ruff can do good things for you. You're going to probably just platoon him with Vogelback at DH. Nyquist fits in there. Givens is good. There's still some areas that I don't think they addressed. I don't think they addressed the lefty arm. I would have liked for them to have gotten a lefty arm, especially when they missed out on Robertson. And then I don't like that the Mets, I guess the price, listen, I think we'll hear this. The prices were really high. And if you were the Mets, the Yankees, the Dodgers, the Padres, the Blue Jays, if you came calling, I think teams were probably jacking the prices up on you for some of these players. And if the Mets and Billy Epler and Steve Cohen and Sandy Alderson felt like they were getting jerked around, and they probably moved on. And that's how they ended up in a situation where they made a lot of, they went bargain hunting, essentially. They did not go get the big pieces, and we'll see how that plays out for them. We'll see how that works out for them. If the Mets do not at least get to the World Series, if the Mets get bounced in the first round of the postseason, the playoffs, if they don't reach the goal, the Mets, this will be a cornerstone moment in why the Mets didn't do whatever. If they get in the postseason, they can't hit home runs. If they get in the postseason and the bullpen is struggling, lefties are killing them. Then you'll look back at this moment.
I'm personally really upset with the Orioles. What do you think?
Elite. Orioles are in a tough spot. What are they going to do? Trading Lopez, getting something for him. I think that's okay.
Ken's
trading
Twitter
Mancini,
has official trade details for me.
Trading Mancini, they got 2 decent prospects back for him. And I think the Orioles should and have the best chance of all these teams that are trading a player away at bringing that player back next year. The Orioles and Mancini are the one that seem to match up the strongest. So you can bring Mancini back next year. The Orioles were never going to buy. They were always going to sell. This was a nice, fun, winning run. But the Orioles know what they are. The Red Sox don't. But the Orioles do know what
Good
they
day,
are.
mate.
And
Love
they're
your
smart
work.
about that.
I'd love to show you a photo of my Jays collection one day. The biggest outside of Canada. Let's go Blue Jays today, eh?
Right on. Thank you, Phil, for that
Blue
donation.
Jays.
Thank you for that donation. Phil, are you on Twitter? Find me on Twitter, at Jim Riley Live. Find me on Twitter, brother. Thank you for that. There was another super chat. Again, Elite, thank you for that. Ken's Twitter has official trade details for the Yankees. Let's check that. White Sox did nothing. Sorry, White Sox fans. That stinks.
Cards got fleeced.
Yeah, I don't like the Cards trade either. Frank, I don't like the Cards trade either. Thank you for the donation. I'm with you. Why do I not see Ken Rosenthal here? Let's see. I feel like the White Sox, again, we'll grade these out. The White Sox did not do anything to improve their team. Just fire Tony La Russa tomorrow. Just say screw it. Oh, man. They missed out on Merrifield. They missed out on Drury. Did the White Sox. They can't feel good about that. Let's see. Ken Rosenthal. Official. Anything else moving? Bader and a player to be named later or cash considerations for Jordan Montgomery. They had to actually give them more? What? They're actually giving the Yankees more than just Harrison Bader. They already won the trade straight up, but they're going to also throw in a player to be named later or cash considerations? Oh, come on. Now you're just rubbing salt in the wound. Jesus. Joseph, do you think Houston has the best starting rotation in all of baseball, especially once McCullers is back? They've got one of them. I wouldn't say they have the best starting rotation
Does you think
in baseball,
Houston
but
has
I
the
will say
best
they have one
starting
of them.
rotation in all of baseball, especially once McCullers is back?
They have one of them. They have one of them. They have a... Really, if you want the bragging rights to be the best rotation in baseball, I'm sure you can find the argument for it. What you want to have is you want to have a championship rotation. You want to be one of the 4 or 5 teams that has a championship rotation, and the Astros have that. Breeze, fire Alavila. Tara, do you think Mitch White knocks Kikuchi into the pen? Well, here's the thing. Mitch White is kind of like Ross Stripling 2.0, I feel like. So you'll have Stripling and White and Kikuchi, those 3 for the 4 and 5 spots in the rotation. Whatever. I would have rather had Syndergaard, and let's see what happens. Anybody know if Whit Merrifield's going to get vaccinated yet? What if he doesn't? Trade Rendon Moreno for a t-shirt. Matt, thank you for the donation. I'm not sure what that means, but thank you for the donation. Blue Jays send Jeremy Beasley to the Pirates for some dough, for some cash. I did see that. Why do I feel like Mitch White at some point was ranked in
Trade
the Dodgers
Rendon / Moreno for a t-shirt.
system? I've got my prospect handbook from 2021. Was Mitch White? Why do I feel like Mitch White at one point was ranked in the Dodgers system? Oh, I know I could look that up. I don't need to look through the old handbook. I can just go to Baseball America and search Mitch White. Look at that. Let's see about Mitch White. If he was ever a well-regarded prospect with the Dodgers. I feel like he was. Jeff, you got it. He was ranked. Let's see here. I believe I could just go. Let's see.
Why
Mitch.
did the Yankees get Bader? What would they do with him?
Why did the Yankees get Bader? What would they do with him? They could use that upgrade in the outfield. Let's see here. Wait. Search for... Oh, I got to do it this way. Let's see. It's probably Mitchell White. Or would it be Mitch White? Let's see. Mitchell White, no results. That doesn't help. Let's try it this way. Let's try... Wait a minute. That can't be... No, that should work. Let's go Mitch White. Organization. It's probably still with the Dodgers here. There he is. Mitch White at the Major League level. At one point, Mitch White. Yeah, there we go. I remember that. Mitch White now he's sort of dropped back. 2018 was the number 4 prospect in the Dodgers system back in 2018. Then he was the number 9 prospect in 2019, the number 12 prospect in 2020, and the number 17 prospect in 2021 as the Dodgers grew that rotation, and then eventually he was no longer considered a prospect. So the Mitch White thing's kind of cool. Let's see here. Yeah, thank God it was White and not Price. I agree with you on that, William.
I was liking the Yankees' moves till they traded Montgomery. Couldn't they go for Reynolds? And Mets' big move was rough SMH. Padres, Jays, Phillies, Astros 1 THR deadline.
I feel Anthony. Anthony, thank you for the donation. Thank you for that super chat. I think we are on opposite sides here. I really like that you guys got Bader. I think you can easily absorb the loss of Montgomery. Montgomery just got roughed up by the Mets in last week. I think you can easily absorb that loss. You're getting a Gold Glove outfielder in Harrison Bader. He's got speed. He could run the bases. He's a speed demon out there on the base paths. Harrison Bader is awesome. That's the best. I don't got any grades for you. I'm not going to run through stats for you. I'm just going to tell you this. Harrison Bader is awesome. So Harrison Bader to the Yankees is a nice upgrade there in that outfield. You right now, you got Hicks out there. Bader's not ready to be back yet. Bader is hurt. He's in a walking boot. There's no timetable for his return. I know you don't like hearing any of those things, but he will be back this year. So you got Bader, and he is a good player. What is Harrison Bader baseball savant? I have not ever searched that until this moment. Harrison Bader outs above average in the 92nd percentile. Outfielder jump in the 78th percentile. Sprint speed in the 94th percentile. Last year, sprint speed 97th, outs above average 99th, outfielder jump 83rd percentile. That is who Harrison Bader is. Outstanding. Compared to Aaron Hicks, his outs above average 77th percentile, sprint speed 60th. Well, I guess I'm not worried about sprint speed that much. The outfielder jump is at 46. You have a better outfielder. The outs above average for Hicks is quality. That's good. 77th percentile. That's good, not great. Good, not great on Aaron Hicks when we look at the outs above average and the sprint speed, and the outfielder jump is below league average. Harrison Bader is great with outs above average, great sprint speed. Outfielder jump is good, not great. I think it's a good move. Guys. Let's see, Anthony. Thank you for the donation on that. I think you should feel good about Bader.
Player to be named later for New replaces Monty.
Wait, where is that? Player to be named later for New York replaces
Bader is a fourth
Monty.
outfielder on this Yankees team.
You get a picture.
Benintendi, Stanton, Judge. Can Bader hit? I don't trust German and Severino on 60.
So you've got a situation. Bader has hit. Can he hit? He's had moments where he can hit. I will say that is one of the
That Contreras and Hap hug didn't age well. Smiley face.
Wait, what was that? Hold on a minute. Contreras and Hap hug didn't age well. No, it didn't. The situation with Bader is that he is definitely, right now the strong suit is the defense, the speed, the stolen bases, the base paths, all that. He has a 673 OPS. He will be at the bottom of the Yankees lineup, okay? But he will be a great upgrade in center field. So you will have a situation with the Yankees lineup with Benintendi. You'll have Judge in right. You'll have Bader in center. You'll have Benintendi in left. You will have Stanton at
Rockies
DH.
does nothing again. Major W. We should have traded Jose Iglesias and called up our insane SS who rakes the minors.
Hicks will be your fourth outfielder. We'll give the day off. Hicks can play any of the outfield positions. He'll give a day off to anybody that needs the day off. He'll slide into DH. That's, I think, how it all plays out. Let's see here. Anthony, again, thank you for the donation. Lux Ace, Rockies did nothing again. Major W, we should have traded Jose Iglesias and called up our insane shortstop who rakes in the minors. I kind of had a feeling the Rockies wouldn't do much, and they didn't. Think Bader would be their fourth outfielder. I think Bader is the starting center fielder and Hicks.
So Bader is the modern day Chad Curtis and Shane Spencer.
Maybe. But I don't know. Did Chad Curtis? Let me. I got to go back. Chad Curtis. That's you're bringing back memories on Chad Curtis. I forgot Chad Curtis existed, but as soon as you said that name, I'm like, oh yeah, Chad Curtis. Let's see. What was Curtis's thing? Chad Curtis. It kind of is. That's a great comp. He was with the. I'm chuckling like a child right now, but that's a good. That might be a fair comp. I don't remember Chad Curtis's defensive abilities. I just don't. But that's a good call. That's a good one. I like that. All right, everybody, I got to roll. This has been an insane amount of fun, and I can't wait to do it again next year. I can't wait to do trade watches and trade streams in the off season. That's going to be a lot of fun too. Listen, you guys have been amazing. The last 24 to 48 hours with this trade deadline has been a lot of fun. We will be streaming a grades. We will be doing a trade deadline grades stream tomorrow. So make sure to check back for that. Whether you can catch us live or watch the replay, make sure to check out the trade grades stream. We're going to be hard on some teams. We're going to reward some teams. I don't know. What do we grade the Mets and the Dodgers? I got to think about that. That's going to be some interesting stuff right there. So, make sure to hit that like on the way out. We blew past the like goal a long time ago. Thank you, everybody that hit the like. Make sure to subscribe if you have not yet. Stay close to the channel. Keep the alerts on. Some good content around the corner. We're going to be getting into the stretch run to the postseason. We're doing a ton of postseason content. We're going to have a lot of fun with it. I hope you are here to join us for that. So make sure to stay close to the channel. It's a lot of fun. I really do. I love this stuff. I'm glad you guys enjoy it too. Thank you for being here. Carlos, thank you for being here. Anthony, thank you for being here. Phil, everybody. Phil, you got the photo up. Okay, I will check it out. I'm out, guys. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. Thank you, mods, for everything today. Thank you to the new members. Thank you to the new subscribers. Thank you to everybody that has supported the channel by hitting the like. Everybody, if you just find us for the first time, I hope you enjoyed your time here. Welcome all the new subscribers. Welcome to BALLCAP Nation. This is what we do. I salute you. Thank you for everything, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. This has been a lot of fun. I'm out. I'll catch up with you next time.